you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing. Sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? 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 But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string.
Hello, everybody.
Camera. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's right above the
The chat.
chat.
Hey.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So we have this chair down in the corner here because we might get a guest. We might. Our friend Steve might join us. He said yes, but he hasn't shown up yet. So we might
Probably slept in.
squeeze over a little later. Somebody was probably up doing karaoke all night. Something like that. You know, every day we've been here, this is our fourth day. We hadn't heard any karaoke or anything. Well, Sunday morning, boom, 7 a.m., karaoke's going on outside. Yeah.
I did not hear it.
Oh, no?
No, I slept through it.
Well, you sleep through a lot.
I can sleep through thunderstorms.
Yes,
That's really
you can.
not a big deal.
You really can, yeah. So, anyway, how is everybody? That's our very first comment of the chat, by the way. It was sitting in here, so
Good
I'm
evening,
right away showing it off to everybody because good for you. You were number one and you were first. And our moderator here, and our friend, of course, is Pauline. Good morning, Pauline. Good morning. Yes, well, these Sunday morning ones, I'm thinking will probably work best for everybody. It's good for people, well, in Texas. It's good for Filipinos. A lot of people are at home. And yeah, I think overall this is probably the best time instead of Saturdays. Saturdays makes it Friday night for many people in North America. People haven't yet gotten to the weekend hours. So hopefully this will work out for everybody. I'm hoping.
I think so. I don't mind it.
Yeah, thank you very much on the new place. It is
recovery.
challenging but exciting.
Chasing my Asian queen. I love that.
Every time we see it, every week.
I'm like, that's hilarious. Thank you. We're still unpacking a lot. There's cabinets here that we need.
Yeah, dresser drawers that are up here.
What's the difference between cabinet is
Cabinet,
up,
you
right?
pull it, right?
You don't pull those ones?
Yeah, but like a swing, like on hinges,
okay,
right? Those aren't on hinges.
Yeah. So we have to bring those down so I can start unpacking like the suitcases of clothes, because it's so hard to find stuff when it's all piled. Okay, it's really hard.
Yeah, and getting into a schedule until we find somebody of doing our laundry and everything else. We don't want to use a laundry service because they dry everything, and if you put it in a dryer, none of my stuff fits anymore.
I was the laundry.
And
I did laundry yesterday.
You did but the thing is like 8 items, right? And we have like a ton of items.
Yeah, it's hard to get a lot.
But I saw more. I'm going to show you later.
Okay.
With clips already on them.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and they're under the roof, so that I guess even if it rains, you can hang your clothes.
Oh, that's smart.
So anyway, we'll deal with that later. But yeah, we'll get things going, and stuff like that. There's always little things, right? And that's the part we're going to be dealing with for a little while. We've still got big things. We'd still love to have a shower. But Tuesday, we got the plumber coming in. He's going to put it in. I tried running a few different tests and stuff like that, and we'll see if it increases the pressure. But we also found that somebody had left the sink on in, which we were going to give Steve crap. I think it was Steve, because when he was here, he's like, oh, I'm just going to use the bathroom. And he used the one in the maid's quarters. And the sink had been running constantly. So forever, I don't know, but for as long as it's been running. So no wonder our tanks were draining so quickly when you have a sink running 24/7, obviously. And it's you have to go actually around the house to get to the back of it and everything. So we got lots of little things. Yeah, Deborah, I know. The landlords normally would be responsible for lack of plumbing, stuff like that. But they have taken an approach of you rented it as is. So if we want something different than what they offered, it's up to us. And as far as they're concerned, there was one shower sort of working with the 5 spurts. So
that's true, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They wanted also a lot more money for this, and we didn't give them that all that money. Like, they wanted to sell it, obviously, for $8.5 million or $8 million, something like that. Pesos. And then they also wanted $35K for rent, and we were pushing them down to 25 and settled at 30. And it had sat empty, other than they had some caretaker staying here. So I guess I can see all the different sides of it and everything. And, at the end of the day, we own these air conditioners, so we can just pop out of the window and they're ours, right?
That's true.
And with the shower stuff, we could always put the old stuff back and just say, sorry, that's it.
You spent, what is it, $5,000 on that really cool shower head? I'm definitely taking that.
Yeah, when the hot water tank is 9.
Wow.
Yeah, 8,900. Right, so like the cheapest one they had was maybe 600 pesos under that, but 8,300.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, we own all this stuff, so we can
no
just take it with us, and it's just ours from now on. Now that we're not on a small island like Boracay, as you saw, where it's not easy to move from. Here it would be much easier. They actually have moving companies with, not U-Hauls, but big trucks like that. And they'll load it all up, drive that thing onto a huge ship, and drive it to wherever if you wanted to move to Manila or something like that.
Oh, yeah, it's not like
much
electric
different.
vehicles only.
Yeah, PR says the shower head might be clogged with calcium and hard water. Definitely, you can tell here really hard water because they're using a deep well. And so we're going to have to deal with all of that as well. But yeah, no, I did take, usually when you get that hard water stuff, you can take your thumb and just run across the whole shower head there, try to loosen up that calcium and see if you get any more out of it. But honestly, it's just not a lot of pressure, which is the part that we're going to look at. I don't know if we're going to go ahead with the pump and the pressure tank and everything else. It depends. We just asked the guy to price it for the heck of it.
Yeah,
and
we were
we'll
curious.
see what it does. But yeah, you can just tell just from the sinks where the water comes out, it's just not a lot. There's very little stream,
No,
very
yeah,
little water.
It's not powerful.
Yeah, and you definitely can't run more than one. So yeah.
Yeah, and
Like in
that's
the house.
the biggest thing we keep running into. It's like when you wake up in the morning, there's no water.
Yeah, you got to go outside, run the
You
pump
have
for
to-
an hour.
Yeah, and then you wait for it, and then there's water, eventually. So yeah, it's like it's a minor inconvenience, but
Yeah, for most people, they'd be like, yeah, that's just the way it is. And honestly, yeah, we were spoiled. We had city water that was drinkable. You guys saw we did a test.
on
If you haven't seen
Boracay,
that
on
video,
Boracay.
we tested our water to make sure it's drinking water on Boracay. And we negotiated with our rent new air conditioners to be installed, and they put in the water heater. And we had decent water, like really good water pressure. I wouldn't complain about it.
oh no, I
And
loved it.
yeah, and hot water was great. We had no issues whatsoever with that kind of thing. If we had, I think we would have went into this when we were looking at the houses a lot more closely. But
Yeah,
that's-
that was the biggest issue because we were spoiled.
yeah, and we sat on that bench. You can see when we were looking at the house in apartment hunting rental video. We sat on the bench. She sat on the bench, but the door you can't. You have to actually
Close it.
to sit on the bench. So you wouldn't like if you wanted to see the shower. I mean,
Yeah.
so you just sit. If you open the door, it's the whole width of the shower.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't. Yeah. Anyway, so we didn't even know there was no shower there, right? And so we thought that was a little, our fault. It's still our fault. I've learned a lot. Put it that way. We learn our lesson. We do these things once, we won't do it again. And so trust me from when I tell you that fine-tooth comb, if we ever were looking at another place, all that stuff is going to be very important to us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because we were looking at so many places, and our main focus was our rooms for
Yeah.
streaming, right? And then video editing and doing videos. And so we just wanted size. We just wanted a nice office size that was wow, amazing. And that's what the hardest part was, because a lot of the places were 3 bedrooms, but it's 2 bedrooms maybe and a closet with a lot of 3 bedrooms. And so when we found this, I think we were just so
Yeah.
distracted by how nice and big the rooms were
Yeah.
and how much space there was that we kind of didn't really recognize the other things that we should have been focusing on.
Yeah, and the agent at that point had this,
Oh.
he had no other places to
Yeah,
show us at
yeah.
that point. So it was all the other stuff and then this one. And so then
Yeah.
it was a no-brainer if you put into that context, right?
So it's not it's still a beautiful house.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the
Very
positives
beautiful house.
outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
So we're just making do with what we got, and
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, we're getting through it, right? And now look at that. We have our air conditioning in, and we're sitting here in the studios. We've got hers at least set up so that we can go at it and make things happen. Of course, we're going to want a lot more things, and things are going to take a few months, but we're at least up and running. That's good.
Eventually,
Shower
I'm
by
getting-
Tuesday.
I'm getting a giant teddy bear. That's all I've been able to think of. The SNR. If you guys haven't seen the SNR video, go watch it, okay?
Just for the teddy bear.
Just for the teddy bear. It's freaking massive, and it's so cool. And it's actually for sale. At first when we walked in, I thought it was oh, it's a Christmas setup thing. Merry Christmas. You can't buy this giant teddy bear. And then they had them for sale. And I was super happy about that.
I was
That's all I
hoping it was a
want.
display model, obviously.
I would have been like, how much for the
17,000
display?
pesos, by the way.
That's less than rent.
Wow, I would hope so. I would hope so. A stuffed animal
There was
filled
a
with
lot
fabric.
There was a lot of what was it? We were looking at stuff that was like, oh my god, that's more than our rent.
Yeah, well, not
a
even
few
just that.
things.
Remember, we first were walking through and looking at the TVs and we're like, oh, wow, that one's 42,
yeah,
this one's
those-
36,
those ones are more than
28,000, right?
yeah.
So you got 28,000 for this one of these big screen TVs. And then we saw that Christmas decoration, that ceramic one,
Yeah.
and it was the same price as the TV.
It was what do you do with it? If you've seen the SNR video, there's this giant. It looks like Santa's toy sack. Okay, where he puts all the toys to go hand out, and it's a massive it's like a ceramic,
Yep.
painted ceramic, and I poked it because I was like maybe it's plastic, so it's like an easier decoration to move and stuff. No, it was heavy ceramic, and I'm like. I could see that as like a small figurine, but like, why is it so big?
Right, exactly.
That's
It is
crazy.
enormous. I don't know why anybody would
And you
buy
would
that. It doesn't even look that good, honestly. Imagine
thought it
after a
was
couple years of fading.
oh yeah,
You're
it's
just
only,
like,
it's
oh, do you have a
only
turd on your lawn?
Yeah, like what is this white blob? Because all the paint's faded from it because of the sun. The sun is brutal. Okay, it bleaches everything.
Actually, that fake grass. Yeah, somebody here said I would buy that fake grass. Honestly, if you have like a patio or something like that, it's better on the feet, right? In the
Yeah.
sun and everything else baking down, and then you want to go out there in your bare feet. And then, weeds and everything else, of course.
I was thinking
get
of
it.
putting it in that little patio thing, but then I'm like, the cats will definitely try pooping on it. They'll think it's real grass, and then they'll just poop on it. So I was like, nope. I want to get on Lazada. They have these like they're like floor mats, and it looks like hardwood floor, but you just put them together, and it's like a plastic floor mat. And so that might be pretty because the tile that's in there is not bad. It's not bad, but aesthetically, it's not as pleasing. And I want to make that room like really aesthetic, like Pinterest worthy. Just so I could take a picture of it and then sleep the entire time. So yeah, that's the plan. So at least it's on Lazada for really cheap. 17K PHP, 3-in-1, bed, pillow, and stuffed toy. Exactly. Like I literally will sleep on that. It's massive. It's the best thing ever.
So James, I wanted to, since you were on that whole thing, so can we look at horizontal condos? They look like townhouses with your own private yard and garage, and foreigners can own them. So like the condo
Townhouse?
projects, yeah, they're like that, but they still fall under the condo. You don't own it, the land, right? And
just land the
you pay your
owner.
fees every month and stuff like that. So I will look into it because you don't understand. I've been getting so many emails from so many people who had never ever heard of Iloilo before. Now they're actually considering it because of our videos, and
We're
they're
that
like,
influential.
yeah. So I think it's just if there wasn't a lot of vlogging going on here
Yeah.
when it comes to that. Somebody might come here and try the bat choy or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's not getting people to race over here and say, oh, I'm going to move the rest of my life here. So what we did was what we were looking for, and that made other people go, wait, what? I'm down in Manila looking for a house. So we have so many requests that we're going to work on it. We're going to look and say, okay, because another big one was you guys are looking in places just outside the city. That was our whole intention, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which means you don't have the ability to just walk out your door and go into
Yeah, you're
the
not in
life,
this
you know?
city
Right,
right
exactly.
away.
So people who are also looking also say, hey, how much is it to rent, to own, like you said, a condo type thing, where I can walk out of my house and go right to Festivalk or go to the
Smallville?
Esplanade,
Oh.
Smallville, yeah, where all
That
the
was a very
clubs are and
it's
stuff
a really
like that.
pretty place there.
So I'm working on that now and trying to get as many set up so that we can show them to you, and that way it helps you guys all out because, yeah, I get it. It makes a lot more sense for especially the people who would like to live the BGC type life, where you don't need a car, you don't need anything, you just go and do, all the entertainment's there, everything is close and nearby. So anyway, we will work on that for you because we're getting so many requests, and why not? We're always looking for, good video ideas are helpful, obviously, always. because providing content and stuff like that, you can run into roadblocks mentally on new ideas, and you don't want to kind of do the same as everybody else and that kind of thing. Also at the same time, now just because you have an idea, I still have to pay attention and go, yeah, but is it for a broader audience going to be exciting? Yeah. And is it exciting for us? Because we are part of the equation too, right? We have to enjoy doing all this. And but the good thing is now that we're in a new place, we have so much to show, so much to see for ourselves, honestly. So that'll be great.
I'm excited for Dinagyang. That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
In January.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
it's going to be January is going to be crazy, but even later at the end of this month, it's going to be crazy, right? With everything from Christmas to New Year's. Yeah, we're going to have a lot going on. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Pauline, get ready to buy the bear, Michael.
Wow, Pauline. Wow.
You know what?
She told me you were buying it, so.
You know what would be the ultimate setup? Okay, if you have the giant beanbag chair and the bear. Because then it's like a whole, it's like a cushion room, almost. That'd be amazing.
Price just tripled.
You could just jump from one to the other. I would love that.
Future Homes PH. Many condominium projects currently being built, and more to be built. Yes, they accept foreigners. Yes, they do. There are so many projects. I'm not going to have a problem showing you stuff that's future, but anybody looking right now that wants to move in today, those are the ones I'll focus on for now, because the other ones are going to be 5 years out, 3 years out, that kind of thing. We got plenty of time to show you that. But yeah, the ones that you can walk in and move in right now, or in a month from now, that kind of thing. We'll focus on that first, just to help everybody out. Right now we are running a crazy cable here for the internet, but it's working out good. We're stable exactly at 62, 63. We are not getting what we're paying for. So yeah, that's not cool.
The most annoying thing is when they say it's up to. So it's like, okay, well 5 is technically up to 300.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Shut up. Okay.
Yeah, that's bullshit, isn't it? When they say, "Oh, look, you're getting 20 megabytes." Try to put this in an area because it was dark there, right? It should be here, but I have other stuff that go there.
It looks like 2 balls.
2 balls.
2 balls. The light.
Oh.
The ball, 2.
Oh yeah. I gotta. That light actually has to be over there. 10 and 2, by the way. If you're ever looking at lighting, you're supposed to have 1 at 10, 1 at 2, and 1 in front of you, or natural light with it. And that way it actually gives you a nice shape to your face. You can actually, how you get the cheekbones and all that stuff. To get all that depth, you have to put the light slightly higher up here, 10 and 2. But we've never had a room big enough. Now we do, so.
I have a baby face, so I don't get the cheekbone thing.
Just do that.
If I lose
just fish lips.
30 pounds.
Fish lips. 30 pounds. I wouldn't be able to find you. You'd disappear. Whoa, Pauline.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Pauline.
Doing well, by the way. Hope work is good and stuff.
Yeah, we're excited. We're going to be able to see you very soon.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, what are we at? 25 days? So in 3 weeks, basically, because we are going to be in Makati for New Year's, if you don't know.
Pauline, do you want to? Oh, wait. I was going to invite you to the anime convention, but we still have to get tickets.
Yeah, we're trying to. We're not sure we're going to be able to make it, so we're looking at it, and we got to figure out how to get there. There's a lot of things going on right now. So, thank you, Pauline. That's really cool of you. Thank you very much. And a walking distance to most well-known places. Love to see that stuff in your videos. Exactly. Like here, we're really close to the brand new Vista Mall, and we're there quickly.
I mean, it takes 5 minutes and then we're in the city, not the outskirts of the
we're
city.
not out of the city.
Yeah, it might look weirder on Google Maps, but we're actually not that far. You'll be in a Grab and you'll be like, oh yeah, we're already
here
in the city.
Yeah.
And then it takes depending on the traffic, 10 to 20 minutes to get
exactly
deep into it.
Yeah. There's a lot of road construction here for new flyovers and stuff like that. And so it kind of depends. One time, because I forgot, of course, money. So I left her there to go look. I came back here. So coming back here, it was 280 or 240 pesos of a Grab to go such a short distance. Because we were stuck. they were bringing in brand new stuff in like the big trucks or something, and so they had shut off the road for a minute while they were doing all that. And so like 10 minutes sitting there means the meter keeps running. But when,
bad timing.
because Grab here, by the way, I believe they changed the law so they can allow it, but it's Grab Taxi. So it's just a taxi. You're paying whatever the meter is, they add 50 pesos to it for Grab, and that's it, right? So Grab, it does suck. You might as well just call the taxi company, honestly.
The one thing is, I don't understand. So when you flag a taxi down, they add 40 pesos.
Oh, that's normal. Even in Canada, it's $4 in Canada.
But it's like, but I'm hiring you. What do you? I never get that.
They have a set fee they get to have because they.
I'm okay. Like it's not a big.
Yeah,
deal,
it's just their minimum fee that they start at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because
all taxis do it all over the world.
Because it's like, so what am I supposed to do? Not flag you down? Like, do I have to call somebody and wait for a taxi to come?
It'll still start at 40 pesos.
Okay, I didn't understand that. I was like, do I have to call directly if I want to not get that fee? Because it sounds like a tax or something. That's why I was like, can I avoid it?
It's essentially because they sit around sometimes with no rides.
Right.
And that's all it really is. Where an Uber, they can just keep taking rides all day long, but most taxis sit. So it's their idling fee, their everything fee.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just so curious because I was like, is there a way to avoid that, or do I always have to?
But back to my story, it was 90 pesos to go back to the mall. So without that weird, like it was a temporary thing. But anyway, 90 pesos away in a Grab taxi, which if you do the math, that means it was 50, 60 pesos or something, because I know Uber doesn't always take 50 pesos, they take a percentage. So maybe it was 60, 70 pesos if we just had a taxi. There's of course trikes and stuff. There's even the bicycle trikes here, lots of them. So if you want to worry about the environment, you can get on a bicycle trike and you sit in this thing and they just drive you there with their bicycle. So it's not that far away. We're very close to that mall. And soon, we showed you that Georgia video, if you haven't seen it. You check that out, you will see. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. This is going to be like the new BGC area, and we're down the street from it. So it depends on your patience. Wow, hello. Thank you very much, Recovery. That's awesome.
New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's an interesting name, too, by the way. And it puts a J there, so you're J Recovery, Recovery J.
I have to remember. Okay,
Thank you very much.
I'm so used to trikes. Like the e-trikes.
Yeah.
So now looking at every other trike, I'm like, that's illegal, or like I can't ride that as a passenger. But yeah, you can, because a lot of the only trikes, like the normal kind of looking trikes, were only delivery vehicles on Boracay.
Yeah.
Because it was like, if a local owns it, then that.
Yeah, and they had to put on there that they're not technically supposed to pick anybody up.
And they can't pick anybody up, but once in a while you'd see somebody like their brother or something riding it. But yeah, now I'm like looking at trikes and I'm like, am I allowed to ride that? Can I, not that I would go anywhere.
Anyway, I got in it to go get the water because I had to find a water company nearby that does water, drinking water. Because here, it's not like Boracay. Well, we have a deep well anyway. We're not even on city water.
Which is better.
And we were told that, no, you can't drink it.
Okay.
And I was shocked by that because I'm like, if it's a well. But
yeah, couldn't you just filter it?
It depends what leaches into it. I'm not sure. But we could test it for fun later on. And that won't hurt anything because it's a deep well.
It's our well.
Yeah, it's our well. Anyway, so we went down there. So I had to go there. But yeah, like the e-trikes, there's lots of room. I'm still a little too tall for them, but it's comfortable.
Yeah,
I get in these ones, and I'm like in a shell. Like I'm so tall.
Like a little catapult.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Hey, I'm a Twitch guy.
Recovery.
Oh,
I knew they were, so I was just like, okay.
That's cool. So let's see, what drove you? So we have a whole video on this, obviously, because we made a whole video where we're going to live next, and we tell you why, like what cities we went to, and what we liked about each one, what we thought was a negative for each one. And why we ended up choosing Iloilo. So the short version is, it's a city, but only 500,000 people. So it's obviously all the things that come with having millions of people in the city often have a lot of downfalls, right? Like a lot of traffic, like maybe higher crime, maybe
less space.
Yeah, less space. So Iloilo is a little bit different in that, which we've shown in several videos, is they have a lot more green spaces. It's big here. It's a really big deal to have like flower gardens down the sides of the roads, huge sidewalks in many places. Not all the places, but like in these new areas, everywhere they're adding more people, like these big, huge building construction projects and everything, they must provide, and the city has this in there, like 12 lanes of traffic. You know, it doesn't mean there's 12 lanes of traffic everywhere, but where all these new developments are going on, the city is doing urban planning like you can't even imagine. And that's the important thing for us. We were like, wow. And every month or two, they're actually adding another, kilometer of walking, biking paths, those kind of things. Architecture and gardens and art. They're big on art here, really big. Art is huge in this area. They have arts things pretty much every weekend. And just like many things like this, like it is a next level. It's like living in Austin, Texas with the heat and the art festival sort of thing. I could see one day them, being that kind of thing. So it's quite interesting. There's a lot of reasons, but anyway, check out the whole video for the whole.
For
a more in-depth, exactly. I don't.
As much as possible, avoid riding unlicensed trikes. They charge you more fare.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually we just ask them how much it's going to be. If it's a trike, we'll just say how much, and that's the easiest way.
Yeah.
Is just ask up front, tell them where you're going, and then say how much. I would say yes, but then if I saw somebody yesterday, and he's a hardworking senior riding a bicycle trike, okay, with a family on it. He can't move very fast, but he was very hardworking, okay? Like I was impressed. And I'm sorry, but if I saw him and I wasn't in a giant rush, I would love to support that man. Because he was.
You're gonna make him bike you? Wow.
Listen, he's 70 years old and needs the money.
Well, then I'll go, okay? Make him work a little less.
No, but you're right, though. My weight, you're right. I wouldn't have. But either way, I don't want to say that he needs to go at a license and everything when this person is making a living, working very hard, obviously in great shape, by the way. And yeah, like.
But isn't it technically illegal? Like, what if he
No,
gets
he has a bicycle one, so I don't know.
Oh. I don't know how that works.
I don't think a bicycle needs anything. But either way, I don't know. I just, I also like to, it's difficult sometimes for people here to make a living. So I just want to balance myself out with that. Let's see. That makes sense. I saw you're moving to Iloilo vlog because I watched your Georgia Mega Mansion project video. Yeah, and actually there's more. There's more than Georgia, by the way. There are other big projects that I will be showing eventually soon.
Yeah, if you go to the business park,
the Mega World
Yeah,
District.
the festive walk, you can see like all the all the cranes and stuff.
Cranes everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
Oh my God! Yeah, okay, This would have been a banging photo, okay? So there was 2 goats. So there's like this pasture, a little just field of grass, okay? And then there were these 2 random goats, all right? They were cute as heck. I would have stole one if the goat herder wasn't right there. Anyways, in the background, all you see is the construction and like the cranes and everything. And then right in front, you have 2 goats just eating grass and a goat herder. That would have been such like a cool photo idea. Like if you get the goats at the front, right? Hear me out. The goats in the front, and then in the background you just see all the condos and stuff.
Two worlds collide, sort of thing.
Yeah. I thought that was really artistic. Obviously we didn't have a camera and we were in a Grab taxi, so not happening. But like it's still in my head. I took a mental picture.
You got a mental picture. So the tanks do seem small. I believe because of the tower, right, and the shifting, especially with water, that kind of thing, I wouldn't even try to put a bigger one up there, just for the strength of it all and everything. I think more likely what I'm going to end up doing is having a float sensor put in, and it automatically triggers that pump, so we don't have to go outside when we realize there's no water in the tap, then wait 25 minutes to get some water or whatever, 20 minutes to have a shower. And so when the float sensor detects it's at a quarter, then it sends a signal back there. When it's at full, it turns it off. It isn't a complicated thing, and it shouldn't be that expensive. Like I said, the other part where we might add a pump, which because you need a pressurized tank too, like big air canister sort of thing, right?
Oh, like the aluminum one?
Yeah, like
that. The other guy
so it would be like
them.
that. It would be a pump, like the one we have at the front.
Water.
You would need something here for pressure.
Okay.
Because this one does pressure because it pumps it out of the ground. You want to put one after the line coming down from these tanks.
Oh,
you would put another one, and that one would draw instead of just using gravity. It would draw
it would force it.
Yeah, exactly, and give you water pressure into the house. So it's just that's quite a bit more money than just putting a float valve and running it to there. So if we got enough pressure with the gravity, as long as the top tank never gets empty, then maybe that's a way. We'll have to see. I don't know how much these pumps use in electricity right now, and I don't know a lot of things like that. I'm actually going to.
Well, you're gonna learn.
Yeah. Well, you wait till I show you our meters. You'll see what I mean when I do this. But I need a ladder. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the mess that this rat's nest is, and then I'm going to do a tracking. So we're going to run all our air conditioners like a normal day. So not a day we leave the house and don't come home all day. We're going to do with the water pump, everything normal. And I'm going to read the meter and run 24 hours, read the meter, calculate what's this going to end up costing me. There's a set amount in your electric bill, obviously, that doesn't change, right? The delivery service or whatever they have, all that stuff, that it's never just the 10 or 12 or 11. I don't even know what it is per kilowatt hour. Then there's all the fees that they put that are always in your bill. So at least I'll know this part. The fees don't change. So unless you're like a heavy user, but we're not. I don't think they would put us in that level. You need quite a bit for that, like a business. Okay, so let's see. Cool. Thank you, Jeremy. We'll put it in.
I am originally from Auckland, but never been to Iloilo. I am retiring early, maybe in a couple of years, and will embark on solo travel. Iloilo will be in my bucket list. Heck
nice.
Yeah.
And it's a short trip for you. Like, what is that, a couple hours?
Yeah, especially if
Depends where you are in Auckland.
If you go see family. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but at least you can just jump a bus. Like that, we take the bus here. Most times, other than a couple times where it was so crowded, they sell more tickets than seats, so that just tells you everything. But when it didn't, when we had a lot of comfort and everything, it's pretty chill,
Nice.
It wasn't a bad thing.
The good thing is people get off, and
Eventually.
few people get on.
Yeah.
But a lot of people get off, so eventually you end up having the room.
Yeah, once we passed Kalibo, things usually lightened up a bit.
We met some lovely fans at SNR from Kalibo.
We did.
They were very cool. We took a picture. That was nice.
Yeah, you
were
imagine?
like, oh wow, small world, eh?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Although I just watched a thing on that yesterday where it was Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was like, when people say small world, he goes, I want you to think about this. For every person that you meet in your life, I want if you had never met them before, I want you to say big world. And then you'll realize how often it isn't a small. It's not a small world. Yeah. Is his point, right? He's like, you say it like 5 times a year, but yet you think it's a small world.
It's a joke though, because we all know how big the world is.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Dude is taking it too seriously.
Dude. Exactly.
So we don't actually think the world is small. That's why we make the joke. Small world. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Kuya,
Hello,
Mike
Karen.
and Yonks, new videos are really nice. Hopefully we can see you more.
Yeah, we'll be doing more.
We've been focusing on this house, right? But we knew we have to do this because we did it on Boracay. We did the exact same thing. We just put all our heart and soul into it, make a house a home, and then boom, that's it. Now you can go out. Yeah, you can go out and do stuff.
Yeah, you're not thinking about when we have to be home by this time because we won't have water or something, or like we won't have hot water. Blah, blah, blah. Some random stuff. So once we get this all good, then we don't have to base our schedule. We don't have to base.
Wow.
Did you put an extra 9? Cause like.
Wow.
Did you put an extra 9 just so like we don't like start? Thank you.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I think you just took our breath away there. We've never ever seen a number that large.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Okay, I don't even know
Thank
what
you.
to say. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Wait, how do you say Biahing America? I feel like
I can say
I'm saying it
salamat.
wrong. You can salamat. Yeah, salamat today.
Salamat po.
Or wait, what's it? What's the? It's SAE. Oh no, I think that's Zach Lennon. Shaim. It's like salamat, but it's SAEMAT. Salamat. It's because I got the freaking AE or the EA something. Either way, thank you.
She's trying it for you.
I-
Thank you very much. That's really amazing. Oh, wow. You know, the funny thing is, I was literally about to tell everybody, we also have the reason that we are focusing on the house and then we'll go out and do videos is we have, you know, we spent $90K in deposits for the house, right? All right, because we had a first month, 11th month, the 12th month, had to be paid all up front. So we did that. We had our moving costs, right? We knew that. We had to pay, you know, make sure all our bills were paid before we left on a Boracay. Obviously, we had to pay our share of the electric before the bill would normally come at the end of this coming month. We made sure that we were all covered right to the first. We paid our part. We didn't want to, you know, leave any behind any costs or anything.
Yeah.
So we had to do all that, and we had to do the all the money you guys saw that we already spent getting the house up and running. We're still not done, so we got to make sure we have that. And then what's left is what we have. And it's good to know when you're doing a budget, right? Because we're blowing all the savings side of things, because which a lot of people, you know, ask all the time, where do you guys get the money? Where do you? So when we left Canada, we had a significant, we had a good investment portfolio. Enough that we knew because the market was growing a little bit every day or whatever, we could sell just 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 shares, whatever, and cover our costs, make sure our rent is paid. You know, we live pretty cheap. On average, we try to keep ourselves at $1,200 a month. We're going to change that here, unfortunately, because we fell in love with this house. So we did change up things for us, but we'll see how it all works out. And we try to stay on a budget. Budgeting is very important. You want to come and live here in the Philippines, it's very easy to fall into a trap where you're like, oh, it's so cheap to do this, so cheap to do that. And then you end up, like many foreigners, they come here and they end up broke, bankrupt, got to go back to their country. Now they're begging money for tickets to get back home. We never want to be those people. We have to make sure we stay on budget, focus on that. If you can't eat, you know, you shouldn't be in this country. Like, don't come here and be a negative to the country, be a positive, right? And so at the end of the day, it's about budgeting. So focusing our house, then go out and do all the cool stuff. We'll now know what we have set aside in order to keep everything going. So we're just trying to be responsible, do everything in responsible orders. So anyway, and at that time, we get this awesome donation, which thank you again. That's so cool.
Thank you.
Just before I was about to say that. Oh, does that even fit on the screen? That's a big one.
Me and my wife will be moving back to Iloilo soon. Maybe that's why the algorithm recommended your channel. Been searching for a place in Iloilo these past few weeks.
There you go. That I'm going to be focusing on pretty quick, because for me, that's not a big deal to, you know, obviously agents are pretty excited to show things. So it won't be the difficult thing for me to make a video on that is to go and say, listen, I want to focus on only walkability areas. So near the Esplanade, near the Festa Walk, near the, you know, we already looked at the one, but that's not rentals either, right? So people that want rentals or foreign places that foreigners can buy, those kind of things would be a focus, because I'm getting a lot of messages on that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on that. Yes, Karen, we think so. Obviously, we think it's actually one of the most beautiful areas to live.
That's why we decided. To
Yeah,
come here.
it's very
30
exciting here too.
Good morning, Path Rec. 30 pesos would cost you from Monte Rosa to Mega World per head. Really? We're definitely not going to get charged 30 pesos if we go.
Well,
Trike.
yeah, or yeah, I don't know. We would never get charged that.
No, we
but
will,
there are jeepneys.
More like 200.
There are jeepneys if we're the guard check's close. So for us, we're very close to the guards.
Yeah.
We could just walk over there and jump on a jeepney. So that's a possibility. But no, there's no way a trike would charge us that.
Yeah, we'll probably get charged like at least 150.
Nah, I only paid 50.
Oh, you only paid. To go all the way to Mega World?
Well, no, I gave him 100 but he took me all the way to the water place and back again. And I gave him 100. But he sat there with me, everything.
Yeah, if you're waiting.
And it was
that
pretty
makes
far.
sense. Oh, then, okay, yeah.
It's almost that thing. Yeah, and then he went out. This guy's really cool. I wish I remembered his name right now. But he's a really cool truck driver. Right here in the neighborhood. He actually lives nearby here, and so he's like the
cool.
guy.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I said, listen, he gave me his number after that. So I contacted him. I needed a sheet of plywood for this thing, and I needed it cut to size, everything. I don't even know where to go because I had gone to Ace Hardware. They don't even have wood. And so I called him up. And I said, listen, do you know anywhere? And he's like, yeah, of course. And he's like, just wait, sir, just wait. And then 2 seconds later, he's honking his horn.
Yeah.
He's outside of our house.
He's like ring the doorbell.
Yeah, and so I go out, and he just said, yeah, no problem. I give him, I didn't know how much it was going to cost. I gave him 1,000 pesos. And it was 90 pesos for the thing, and he's 100 delivery fee. It took him 20 minutes. He had to go sit there and everything else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah. And so I just gave him the 1,000 pesos, and I said, listen, if I ever ask anything from you, I want it taken care of. And it was $3.99 for the wood.
Right.
So he got 500, 600 pesos
I was
out of me.
about to be like,
But I was
bro.
like, dude, you were gone an hour, total time, right? Total time. It was an hour. I'm like, you should at least get 500, 600 pesos out of an hour of your time, plus your gas and everything. Don't charge me that little. They should make 500 pesos an hour minimum.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, yeah.
Well, no, I guess that's $10. I get it. That's how much it is a day here. Anyway, the point is if someone, I don't like getting ripped off, but if someone is good to me,
then we'll pay extra, yeah.
If they say to me a nice, a very, very fair price, often we will give them more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And, when they have to good service, stuff like that.
How's Bora and Kai adjusting to the new environment? They cry. Well, Kai's fine. Kai's literally already, cool. Bora cries a lot. I think he has, anxiety issues.
Yeah, they're having some anxiety and stuff like that. They don't really
Kai's not as
understand.
bad, though. Kai seems more chill.
Yeah.
But there's a
there it is.
freaking cat here, and I have no idea what's going on with this cat. So there's this cat. It's a brown tabby cat. And so yesterday I opened the door, Kai's laying under the table, and this other cat is just laying there as well. And they're just chilling. And I'm like, okay, so you guys are friends now? You're good? He's a big cat. Kai is a scrappy one, but that's a big cat, okay? That's almost 2 of Kai.
Yep.
Minus Kai's fat belly, okay? Anyways, then the next time, I hear cats yelling, and they're chasing each other, and I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? So I'm trying to befriend this brown tabby cat because, of course, I'm trying to raise a cat army.
Oh,
so
of course she is.
The best fighters, I obviously want them on my side, and so slowly I'm gonna convince him to be join us, and then be friends with them, okay? So they're all 3 is better than 2, okay? When you're showing up to a fight, I'm just saying. So 3 of them will be hopefully buddies one day. Otherwise, they're cool. They spend time outdoors. Bora sleeping on the shed roof. I don't know how he gets there, but yeah, they're good so far.
Yeah, Bora's just crazy that way. But climbing on roofs was always Bora's thing because Bora always slept on our roof.
Weird. He's so weird.
He loves high ups.
And yeah, I don't know how he I'm just looking. I'm how do you get up there? And then when he comes
Well,
down,
the other cats
why?
and dogs can't bother him, I guess. And you know him, he's
And he likes people
social
watching.
anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like me. I would climb on roofs if I could.
Right, you would be I
yeah.
live on the roof now.
Yeah.
So yeah, here you go. Hello, I enjoy your videos. Thank you. I think the water testing would be very interesting more than one place. Definitely.
Exactly.
So we tested the water in Cebu, but almost nobody watched that video. So you guys can check that out. Cebu City, we tested the water there. Testing the water here will only be our deep well, just to be clear. We're not on the city water, so we can't test it. But we, the city's been very, very, what do you call it? Forward, honest, whatever. If you check their Facebook page, the city's own page, they tell people, listen, please do not drink the water right now. We're dealing with a situation. It's a private company that they're making them do all the upgrades and everything on it. And so they even told us, like, hey guys, make sure you know this is going on. Please don't test it. We're very open to the public what's going on right now, and that we will let you know when it's ready, and you guys can do a video when we're ready, okay? And so that was cool of them to do, because I appreciate honesty, and you're not trying to hide it. They literally post it right there for everybody to see, saying this is what's going on. Please do not use it as drinking water. Not ready yet. And why it is. It
would be interesting though if we do like film it, but don't post it and wait until everything is fixed, so we can do like, oh, we can't do it here.
Yeah, we don't have city water.
But if we ever go to like a hotel or something. Here, if we go for a staycation or something.
That's the problem with hotels. They usually have their own filtration. Like in their basement, they have their own filters. You really need somebody's house that's on it, that don't have filters. Like the people had in that house that we looked at, that $1 million house, he has all his own filters. So even if he was on city water, it's fine. Yeah. I can't tag you in my comments, YouTube mobile app.
I don't think he's talking to us.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. Either way. Do you guys have a Facebook page? Yes. It's called That Philippines Life as well. Yeah,
and we try to post some things there, but we're always pretty big on YouTube, and if you get too stretched too thin, you'll fail somewhere. So we try to give enough content there, but the full length videos often are here, and then maybe we'll upload one that's several months, so we'll just share it over there. The main thing is to get people over here. And the funny thing is 3 weeks ago we were like, okay, fine, we'll join the TikTok craze, and we got the TikTok, right? And the TikTok
even though he's better than me.
And so we're just putting up shorts, right? Like shorts and clips that we have, and some silly clips, and we take once in a while. And oh my God, so the first 2 weeks, yeah, we grew to 300 subscribers or followers or whatever you call it, 300 followers. And then boom, all of a sudden, it's like every time I look at it, it's another 1,000 people, now we're at like 9,000 almost. 9,000 people within a week, because we were at 300. So 9,000 in a week, and 50, 60, 70,000 likes. And I'm like, what the heck? So, hey, that app is pretty strong on the whole algorithm and sharing.
No, I swear, I think TikTok has one of the best algorithms.
They must.
But they also have the worst privacy policy, as in they have access to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, most apps do. Like if you have Facebook, all your information has already gone. But they're really good at using that information and like really catering towards you. So that's cool. Bianca walking proud on high.
Okay, so yes, I just she has Twitch. She streams on Twitch. She was streaming yesterday. I just put it in the comments. So there you go. There's the link there for you.
Bianca walking proud on high heels when? Like the BGC video. What you didn't see is all the complaints that he had to cut out during the video, because walking in doing a walking tour in high heels, even though they weren't heavy, it's hard, especially if you haven't been wearing heels for a while. Like I used to wear those heels all the time for work, and so my feet got used to them, and it was pretty comfy. Like I could stand, walk around, freaking run back and forth from the front of the store to the back of the store in those heels. Like I could have probably jogged in those. But then not wearing them for a while and not having not like the blisters, but like the calluses, I guess, a little bit, or like the harder feet, makes it much harder.
Yep. Our first electricity bill was more than 11K. It's more than 14 per kilowatt hour for 3 air cons and fans per pair. Pump use a lot of electricity. So our bill all the time on Boracay was 10,300, 10,100 every month. We had 3 air cons there too. We were told that, you guys it's gonna be much cheaper on electricity here than it is there. We'll see. It is a bigger place. We
use a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe not. We're not sure how this is all going to work. That's why I said I'm going to monitor the meter At first we want to make sure nobody else is on the line. Number two, then you go and see what a normal day's consumption is without changing your habits, that kind of thing. Because I don't want to wait all the way till a bill and then the bill comes in 37,000 pesos.
Yeah.
Right? That would be terrifying.
I could have bought a freaking giant teddy for that. I could have bought two.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be pretty brutal. So, there you go.
I miss Bad Choy. I
Paulinos.
have one on me today.
Yeah.
$49 can get you like
A lot.
100.
That's a lot of bad choy. That's for sure. Oh gosh, we love bad choy. That's
It's
funny
really
thing
good
is,
though. La Paz
Yeah.
Bad Choy. That's where we had our Bad Choy.
we have a video on it.
It's so good.
We went to the La Paz one when it was open, like the old market one.
Yeah.
There's one over here in the in the more modern areas. They built a second
Oh
one.
yeah, like we're like put Mages
Coffee, yeah. Natongs.
and Molo,
Molo
Pancit. They
Pancit,
have
yeah.
they put all those stores in there, but the main ones you have to go to the main ones. I feel like
Yeah, exactly. And now that it's Christmas time and everything, we need to go to Molo. We need to go see the Molo Church all lit up. We need to see the Molo Mansion all lit up with all the Christmas lights and everything. It's apparently absolutely stunning.
I'm gonna rent a gown or
And-
something, so I can take photos at the
Oh,
mansion.
yeah.
How many times have I said I wanted to do a photo
I
shoot
just
at the mansion?
didn't know you wanted to rent a gown. That's
No,
all.
I was just
Okay.
kidding about the gown. but
Oh,
I'm just saying,
okay.
I'm gonna dress up for it though.
Right,
and,
right.
Like,
But the photos part, unless you bring flash and everything, you want to do that? Like a nighttime shoot?
yeah,
Hmm.
or when the lights are on or something.
Yeah, it's just getting the light on you. We'll have to use, we have flash. We just have to
Yeah.
put it on a stand.
You're a photographer.
I
so
know,
I
I
trust
know.
You.
I have equipment. I just thinking about it in my head, but I was thinking tonight we should go have some Molo Pancit and go and check out the lights, but we can do the photos as a whole
No,
setup. 'cause
yeah, that'll
we have to
be
carry all
different.
this stuff.
Yeah,
so
not on the
we
same
should do
day.
it separate. Yeah, good idea. Are you guys doing daily vlogs? I've been consuming uploads past 3 days. Yeah, we're a little bit weird and different sometimes because we do really unusual videos sometimes, and then we do daily vlogs sometimes. We do specific vlogs sometimes.
Yeah.
We have that other channel where we're going to try. The problem is just getting balance right now. We're having a lot of balance. Like we wanted a whole interview room out here where we could bring in all kinds of guests, have different mic stands and everything, and different cameras and camera angles, and swap them and everything. And we could do like cool podcasts and everything on the other channel. Try to not do them over there, and that way we can keep the content to vlogging over here, like travel and vlogging, and the other one be more reactions, chatting,
yeah.
podcasts, anything. That's why it's called That's So Interesting. So that's our other channel, and are you a fan of the Raptors? Well, they were in Toronto. You got to support them. When they had. Oh my
Only when
gosh.
they were in the finals.
Yeah, we're kind of those people. I hate to say it.
Otherwise, I don't watch basketball.
It wasn't that popular in Canada, other than like when the Raptors, like everybody was talking about it then. But other than that, it's not like a lot of people watch it all the time. And I can tell you, before they won those 2 championships, you could buy Raptors tickets for $9. So they were so cheap. It's like baseball. Like Blue Jays, when they were winning, they could sell out. Otherwise, people would be, I remember in business, and companies would be like, hey, you want some tickets to the Jays game? And they're like, nah, you can't pay me to take them. Like hockey. $2,000 for tickets to go to hockey, But going to the baseball, most of the time I would sit there and I'd be like, oh, I wonder what the view's like. I'm in like best seats. And I'm like, I wonder what the view's like way the hell up there. And so I would, during the game, just go wander around.
Yeah.
I'd spend more time wandering around at this huge stadium.
The thing is, baseball is a slow game. Okay, there's 9 innings, and some games that are like the ones that are like getting people out, people who are like actually hitting the ball and stuff. But it's like to walk. I think it's like, if they throw it 4 times really badly, 4 or 5, then you can walk. That's what a lot of it is sometimes. Or like just 3 strikes and you're out, and it just happens, and you're like, okay, well, there was no action with that.
Yeah.
And so it can be really slow. It's only fun when they hit the ball and people are running, but half the time that doesn't happen. Maybe I haven't watched a lot of like professional baseball, so maybe it does happen like most of the time, but yeah.
Yeah. Your math's a little off the matrix. It was that was $1,200.
It's a 50. No, it's fine.
It's a good number, but your math's a little off. That was very expensive. Oh my gosh. Because for us, we're Canadians, right? We're not Americans, and so when we get, I think $1,000 for us works out to 46,000 pesos. So to give you an idea. So it's in around like that, maybe sometimes 44. See, what you get online, when you just go to Google and say, how much is a Canadian dollar to the, no bank gives you that. That's not your rate. That's the bank rate that the banks get. So it's actually even less than that. It's probably 44,000 pesos on $1,000, just to give you an idea. So, but Americans, obviously, you guys have a great, with US dollars, if you have that coming in, because you're getting, right now, I think 56. It was as high as 58 recently. So you're getting a lot more, 56 pesos to a dollar. Pretty amazing. Do you see a little long term? Yeah, well, that was our plan, is that we go in with our eyes wide open, basically, and saying, this looks great, but we're also smart. And that we know you got to spend 1 to 2 years living in a place, get the feel for it and everything, and then really understand the area. Then you know, do I want to live here longer, right? But people who
at
just...
least 6 months. At least 6 months is a good indicator, because we knew by then for Boracay that it wasn't like it's a beautiful place, but not for the lifestyle that we have.
Yeah.
And so 6 months is probably like the minimum. Because if you spend 1 month, then you kind of still have like a honeymoon stage of like, this is still a new place. I love it. Or unless you know immediately. Okay, some people will be like, never mind. But then that's for you.
Oh yeah, it's easier to not to know what you don't want.
Yeah.
And so after a year, you might be like, you really get a feel for the whole area, and maybe we're like, oh no, we actually want to live, because from here we're gonna travel and check out other places, Backlot and Dumaguete and Rojas, and like there's a lot of areas out here, so we might get a better idea that it's somewhere else. We don't know, but we came in with our eyes wide open, saying, we really love it here. This is where we're going to give it a shot. And from there, we'll see where it goes. And but we know it takes time. It takes time.
Maybe you can get a motorcycle. Will you consider getting a bike?
Yeah.
You totally want a bike.
Bicycles, motorcycles, car, all of that in the future, for sure. Right now, it's pretty economical to just take a grab and go somewhere. We don't have any, we don't have to put out a lot of money, obviously. We don't have to do a whole lot of anything.
Yeah.
So we're okay right now, but of course, with a lot more comfort is to just jump in your car, bike, whatever, and go get something, come back.
Rollerblades would be cool.
There you go. Yeah, the roads are perfectly smooth here, so that would, you can get a skateboard, you get whatever you want.
Have you seen the ones that, like, they're just the bottom, like the wheels and stuff, and you can attach them to your shoes? And something, and then so if you get on a train, you just like kick them, and you can take them off. But they're like removable rollerblades, so you can turn your shoes into roller skates, and then they're really easy. Those are cool. Or there's the running shoes that if you kick them as well, they turn into rollerblades. Those are neat. Those are really cool.
The thing is, the subdivision found out we're very close to the guardhouse, by the way, and. It took them 5 seconds to know we were here. And guess what? One of the guards is a subscriber. He saw the house and he's like, I'm one of your guards, sir. I'm one of your subscribers before we even moved here. So anyway, he's already introduced himself, which was cool. So yeah, they already know about us. We're it's great. Plus, we know a lot of our neighbors are subscribers in this neighborhood already, which is really cool also. We kind of stand out sometimes, so it doesn't take long, so we didn't have to do much. And now when we go through the gate, they see in the cab and they're just like, but the cabs to drive in here, the cab trike, it doesn't matter what it is, they have to leave their piece of ID, and then they get a card with a number on it, and their ID goes in that slot. And so no matter what, the taxi has to at least give them his ID, and then they look in the car and they're like, oh yeah, just go. So yeah, it didn't take long for them to figure out who we were. Luckily, we didn't have to do a whole lot of anything. They know who we are. Let's see. Hello, Tom here. I'm planning a trip next week. I know some of these bigger ones are getting cut off.
Looking at a house in Manduria, which we're in Manduria.
Yep.
They said was 10 minutes from Mega World. Not sure if you are near that or not.
Yep.
Renting in Taguig now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Manduria is pretty big.
It's
so
pretty
yeah.
big, yeah. So
I'm
it depends
sure,
where in Mandario, because if you're looking at Savannah, what was the other place? Park Regency? Park Regency, Savannah, where we are in Monte Rosa, like all these areas are all that area. And technically, so is Mega World is sort of on that edge too, parts of it anyway. So the whole, it's a big area. It's a really big area.
City Iloilo is in Mandaria.
Oh,
so
SM City. But anyway, so 10 minutes is a reasonable thing. If you go right at 4:30 to 5 o'clock, and at the time when there's these flyovers are under construction, you will have some issues traffic-wise. Now it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes. 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, no, you just go zoom right in. Once all these construction of these flyovers are done, well, that's going to be a lot more lanes, a lot more, where the flyover is, if you don't know, it's like if you're just express traffic, essentially, you just keep going, and then they just have off ramps for all the different roads so that all the people turning left and rights and all that don't slow down the main traffic, right? So it's really cool what they're doing here. Like they're really, really making sure that traffic is like a big priority here, along with their parks and making it clean and very livable, right? That's their goal, be the one of the top livable cities in all of the Philippines and the third most urbanized city in the Philippines by 2028. Oh, somebody got a cat. Oh.
This one's Kai. Here's the closest one.
Oh, hello, Kai.
Grab that. This. Oh, maybe not.
Nope, it's attached. I can do that. Here, have your big baby. Wow.
Child.
Yes, this is our child.
He's coughing a little bit. Are you okay, baby?
Yeah. So there we go. That's the beautiful cat. I know we're a little behind on the comments here. We are.
Are you okay?
Whoa, he's sneezing. Somebody's got a hairball. Yeah. Yeah, of course. They get hairballs just like because they lick themselves all the time and clean. Yeah, of course. Yeah, all I know is just that every construction sucks, but when it's done, and if they build it right and build it out of concrete instead of just asphalt, it could last a long time. So, did we guys? No, we don't have a car, so we're gonna skip that. Not yet. Nothing. No vehicles at all, actually. Have you already installed the air cons? Sure have. Recent video, you'll see how you put them in. And we're sitting here in the studio here with 3 gigantic windows. We should be baking right now with our mostly natural light, and we aren't because we have air conditioning. Next reaction video, we're going to keep that secret for now, but soon. We're just trying to get all this done here. But I have like 3 or 4 different items. The problem is every reaction video we're getting, almost everyone, we're getting copyright striked. And so you're going to put all effort in and everything else so that all revenue goes to them. Seems a little... The last one, Netflix fought us, but then they released it when I made a big plea to them, and they said, okay, fine. Okay, you can have it. Because we were just showing one clip of one joke of one comedian. People want to, if they like it, they're going to go watch the whole thing. That's what I said to them. It's good advertising. Okay, good. Hello, Kai. Hi, baby. Hello, baby. Oh, terrible. There's Nicole LeBlanc.
Hello to you two from...
Bonjour, actually. Bonjour.
Hello.
Comment ça va?
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, he's just chilling with me.
Oh, he's purring. Okay,
he likes
good.
me, yeah. Have you tried... Oh, yeah, the opening lights.
In...
Pototan? Is that where we're going on the 16th?
Is that... Yeah, in
I think we're going there on December 16th for
what's
a
today?
Christmas thing. December 4th.
Okay, goodness.
I believe that's where we're going.
Oh.
So.
You guys watch the Canadian team at this World Cup? Nope. Not even a little bit. I don't
Sorry.
even. The only things I
Sorry,
know.
Atari.
The only things
Atari,
I know,
you know this.
from the World Cup are Saudi Arabia beating. Oh, now I can't even remember. Argentina, I think. Saudi Arabia beat Argentina, and then Japan beat Germany. Those were the two things that people were going crazy about. Everything else is no idea. Is it still going on, the World Cup? I'm assuming it's not done yet. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So Mastermind, Minded Mind. Yeah, so as you know, we've already done the interview with the mayor, probably. And so that video is there. So the mayor's office, which is the tourism office, everything else, arranged us like passes to the Dingyan Festival.
Dinagyang.
Say it again? Dinagyang Festival.
Close enough.
And stuff like that. So yeah, we want to be included in all of these things. And so yes, there's been communication, but for us, we have like a spokesperson at the mayor's office we talk to, then they go to the departments. So we haven't had straight up conversations with specifically that department, but they would go to the tourism department, get the answers, and then come back to us, if that makes sense. But we hope to meet them, that's for sure, and figure it out, because getting access to things is obviously very helpful, and also if you can get a pass or something that lets you go backstage, think about that. There's a lot more fun than that, right? Because not only do we have the festival coming, we got Miss Iloilo coming. I think on the 16th.
It's
14th?
during the festival. It's
Yeah,
part
it's
of it.
like in the beginning, before the parades and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. So anyway, we want to make sure we have backstage for that.
We gotta remember that we need like the schedule of events. They already have it posted, but gotta remember to look at it so we know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it cost us over 1,000 Canadian. That's for sure. It was.
I can't think about it. That's so much.
I know. And then the next day, just getting the hot water heater and everything. We now with 20K more into that, so we're at 70. So yeah, it adds up, guys. It adds up big time.
Basketball is not really that popular in Canada, right? That's why Vancouver sold the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Vancouver had the Grizzlies.
Wow.
I don't even know what the Grizzlies is, except that it's a basketball team.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how little I know about basketball.
Definitely not that
Go
popular.
to the aquarium restaurant. Heck yeah.
Your Twitch said you're live? Is somebody hacking on your Twitch right now?
Hopefully not.
Somebody going live?
I was live earlier, but
She was live last night, yeah.
Don't
So
freak
that
me
wasn't
out like
that long ago.
Yeah.
Hi, baby. You want to get down? Okay. Here, try Mama. He's a little warm and got a bunch of cat hair in here now. Let's see.
Hopefully not.
How about meetups? Yes. So what we want to do is we're always down for that kind of thing. Obviously, just hanging out with people and everything. We're also going to do like a vloggers day, because there's a lot of local, smaller vloggers, bloggers, podcasters, everything else, and we don't care if you have one subscriber, 100,000. It doesn't matter to us. But we're happy to share whatever, talk, hang out, whatever it takes, and help everybody, because honestly, like that collaboration thing would really be helpful. And obviously, if we're going to do a day like that, anybody can come that day too. So we'll just say it's an open day. Anybody's free to come, hang out, chat, film, do whatever you want. And we'll hold it all at a place that's easy for everybody to go to. We were thinking something like where the fountain is at the SM Iloilo City, where it's outdoors there, big area. That would be kind of cool. I think that's a good location anyway, because then if it's too hot for people or whatever, you have this gigantic mall beside you. In there, you can go in, but it's also kind of like shaded and cooler and everything else. So if we did it at like 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., because once it gets dark, not a lot of cameras, even ours, doesn't do very well at night. But it's a good time, I think. So we're going to do something, and then anybody can come. You don't have to be a vlogger, blogger, or anything. You can just, everybody should be very open to talking and chatting and stuff like that. So yeah, work it out. Oh, $1 New Zealand dollar is only 32 pesos. Wow, I did not know that. Because the Canadian dollar is about 40.5. Yeah, I think that's right. Oh, 1.5 hours away. Oh, well, that's not just, that's a lot, Kevin. Or Calvin. Oof. That's 3 hours of driving to go see Christmas lights. It is a little rough, to be quite honest, when we don't have a car.
Hours to come here from Boracay.
Oh, no, he's talking about just drive there, 1.5 hours, go see some Christmas lights and drive 1.5 hours back. So 3 hours of driving to go see something.
Like
there's
a
a lot when there's
festival?
just
lights.
the lighting of the Christmas tree.
Right.
So it's just like there's a lot going on here that, yeah, we're going, I think, there on the 16th. One of the best lightings during Christmas, and I.
Yeah, that's what we were invited to.
But they're saying no, you can also go.
Oh.
So
Well,
that's why I was like,
I don't
I'm a
know.
little confused. Either way, we are going to go, I believe, on this one on the 16th. But yeah, it sounds like we'll have to take the bus or something, and so whatever the bus schedule works, because that would be a very expensive taxi, very, very expensive. No, these ones are actually really quiet. You know, we at first we had some like vibration because her window has these, because it lifts up, so it has little clamps. But I just put some tape over the because the clamps would vibrate, and so it sounded
Yeah,
like the
they're
air
not bad.
conditioner was making. But no, it's running right now, so things are pretty good.
So whatever you can hear. That's
We don't have one yet, but we'll probably have one here for the heck of it, just so everybody's clear. No gambling. We just do it for fun. We have gambling, chips, give everybody the same amount, and we'll probably have a poker game here. Why not? But as long as nobody says it's gambling, it's not gambling. No money. No money.
Howdy, neighbor.
Anna Rose Village, I guess, is mostly 4 kilometers going to Mega World. Less than 10 minutes. There's no traffic.
Nice.
Oh, perfect.
That's not bad at all.
Good to see Kai Comfy. Yes, yes. Wow, it's hard to keep up here. Hey, how's Zihan? I think so.
Maybe.
We love it here. We love it
Yeah,
here.
it's
Thank
very
you.
beautiful.
And Christmas lights from university as well. Fantastic. Yeah, planning to see as much as we can in this area. If somebody has something specific that's going on in the city that they think we should check out, definitely email us or go on Facebook and send us a message there so that we at least know about it. We don't know if we'll get to everything all the time, but we often will try, that's for sure. We get a lot of suggestions that way, so it's great. Yeah, exactly. There should be quite a bit here. It's really, really, really great for that nightlife, wandering around, beautiful paths everywhere. It feels like every little barangay does something a little bit different, and it's really quite nice. Did I just read the Kichi Nadal comment? Here, she might be your subscriber to a famous Filipino musician. That would be cool. And, the thing about the Philippines is that even people who you would think are really, like, popular, like actors and top directors and producers and presidents of big companies, stuff like that. In the United States, they would be like, oh, I can't follow you. If I follow you, that makes me less popular or whatever, that kind of thing, right? But here in the Philippines, people are so much more real, I guess is the best way to put it, where they love following you, and they will say they're following you, and they will talk with you and hang out with you, and, they're really cool. And they don't pretend they're like on this massive pedestal. Like I get for security reasons, there are reasons that, or just the fact that you would never be able to reply to everyone if you're hyper popular, but they don't act like they're better than, And we keep running into that. We keep running into it. They don't even tell us who they are, what their real name is, or anything.
And then we creep them
like, not their
after.
real name, but I mean, like, they don't say, oh, by the way, I'm a famous actress, or I'm a famous actor, or I'm the director of this big, huge studio or something. And they're just chatting with us. And then afterwards, they're like, oh, by the way, let me send you my socials. And they send it to us, and I just for random, oh yeah, I got to check out the socials. And I check it out, and I'm like, Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You've been in like 30 different movies? You're actually really famous. But they don't act that way, you know? They acted just like another cool person, which is really, really amazing.
And that's probably what they prefer too, like people not putting them on a pedestal, because it goes both ways, right?
Yeah,
like
true.
It like when people like, not that we're like uber famous or anything, but some people are too scared to come up to us and like say hi, and I always feel kind of bad about it, because I'm like, no, please, like it's okay, like you can say hello, like it's a non-issue. It's really not.
Well, I hope we're never at a point where we could feel like we can't say hello.
And so I can see how like some like people who are like at like a much higher level are just like, sometimes I don't want to.
Just want that anonymous feeling.
Yeah, I just want to feel like it, especially if you've been in like stardom for a while. They probably are like, it's nice to go back to like normality.
Yep,
you know?
Exactly. And so they, they knew we were genuine because we didn't even know who they were. And we were just chatting away and hanging out and all this stuff. And we only found out after the fact. And we're like, oh, isn't that cool? But yeah, we really like that people are really real like that. And we really appreciate that. And so it's very possible. And if, hello, by the way.
Recovery. You didn't even.
Yeah, thank you very much, Recovery, very much for that.
Oh, yeah, the super chat doesn't show the sticker. When you show the super chat, like when you show it on the screen, it doesn't show the sticker.
Oh, I see. But it did already pop up. That's why.
So that's good.
It's already come onto the screen. So that's just the secondary sharing on there. Do you know why we see two black lines on the screen?
Yeah, it's because the that
yeah, it's this thing that when we're doing the sharing of this, but once I clear it, that black thing goes away. We put it at the bottom. We used to have it up here up in the middle up here. But then people were like, that's very distracting, seeing those black lines. So we try to keep them down here so there's black lines. It's just a way for us to feature a comment.
It's so weird because Streamlabs is supposed to have like a super chat function or like just a sharing your chat. But for some reason, his program doesn't show it at all.
Yeah.
Like I have it on my program, like my Streamlabs, but his
and mine's
it's
up
a
to
widget.
date.
It's a widget, and it doesn't show up for him, so I have no idea why.
There's no widget on mine, sadly.
He broke it.
And, well, I can't be the only one because the one I'm using is used by millions of people. So it's like you don't pay for Streamlabs, right?
No.
Yeah.
But once upon a time they didn't have it, so that probably also.
Oh, you don't update. Maybe you have it when it was free. Oh no.
It automatically updates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know then. It's very strange. Anyway, so yeah, sorry about the black lines, but at least it's down below there, so we appreciate it. And hey guys, if that person is who they are, maybe just let them hang in there, maybe
don't notice them.
Maybe give them a little autonomy.
Any plans learning? Oh, that's what they said. Any plans learning together?
So yeah, that actually is true, by the way.
I'm still waiting to start taking lessons.
Well, we have another thing that we were offered a sponsorship, and from because you have one language app right now, right?
Yeah.
Where they give you so many classes a day for free, and then you got to have
5 minutes. You have 5 minutes every day for free.
Right, and so we've been offered by a company that has 3 Filipino languages on it. You can get Ilonggo, you can get Ilonggo, Cebuanan, and Tagalog. And so those are the 3 there, and they said, listen,
perfect 3 to learn.
If you guys talk about it when you use it, we'll give you a free subscription to one of these, and but only one. So you wouldn't be able to pick.
Oh, it would be Tagalog then.
Yeah, so she wants to start with the Tagalog because her mother speaks Tagalog.
I just want to be able to speak to my mom. I know we're in Iloilo, so Ilonggo would be probably the best, but I want to be able to speak to my mom.
And I think it won't be a bad thing to have a good base to work from. So once you have Tagalog, it's a good base to then go, okay, what's the difference between the two? Because a lot of salamat works everywhere, right? You say salamat. Everybody knows what you're talking about. So you don't have to change the whole language, right? In order to learn, you'll learn them all. Mallory renewed her membership. Thank you very much, Mallory. Thank you.
Thanks, Mallory. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, if you want to join members and it doesn't show up on your screen because you have an iPhone or an iPad or whatever, any iOS, then all you have to do is go to our go to any browser, type in youtube.com/thatphilippineslife/member. Yeah, I think it's /member. And, or members. One of those two. And it allows you to sign up as members, and then it'll work on your iOS after. It's just the sign up join button may not be there for you. But after that, it works after that. And if you aren't sure, or if I'm getting it wrong, just Google that. It'll tell you how. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Or it's /join. It might be /join, actually. So it's just putting our channel /join. Anyway, so, yeah, well, we're working through it still. The plumber's coming on Tuesday. Right now, it's still a bit of a pain, but
Yeah, exactly.
it's Sunday now, so here in the Philippines. So, yeah, you're almost at Sunday. Oh, no, you aren't. You're in the West Coast, so you're a few hours still away from Sunday. But thanks for joining, Angela. Hopefully soon. Oh, yeah, so that is the festival. So we will be there. We will be there at the festival. So we will be coming to visit. And we'll be making that trip. So
Wait, what just
Whoa! Whoa!
Thank you, Envy.
Envy just
Again
gifted
with
5
the
people memberships. And it's random, by the way, guys. So the system automatically is doing this. So 5 people right now are getting memberships. That is completely random. And so Stephanie, Art Design, was just given a membership to our channel. Norm Mosley just got a membership.
I wonder if
Thomas Hahn
any of them are like with us right now.
and
or if
Jeremy
it's just
Goles. I think
out
you have
of
to be online
all.
at the moment.
Do you think so?
And Atari. Atari got one
Oh,
too.
Atari. Lucky you. Lucky you.
So there you go. Wow,
you.
that's
Thank you,
super cool.
Envy,
Envy is pretty cool for that way.
Yeah.
Wow, it doesn't let me click that and share it on the screen, but that is
Either
pretty
way.
cool.
Thanks so much.
Look at all those memberships.
That's so cool.
Wow. Doesn't look centered right now, but that's because you're mostly in the camera and I'm not, I think.
Sorry, I like being.
Whoa!
Oh,
thank you
Joe
very much.
Logs. Log
We appreciate you.
Canada. We do. We got
Yeah,
Tim
you've been there,
Hortons,
like,
and
since
it's
the beginning,
so
too.
good. We had the house owners.
This is Tim Hortons in a Hello Kitty cup.
The house owners, they brought us a dark roast thing. So freaking good. So good.
All right. So anyway, so thank you very much, Joe Locks, and thank you to Envy. That was so cool. It comes out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
Thank you.
Giving
thank
out
you.
free memberships. Like, wow. Thank you. This is not the
cool.
first time, by the way. Envy's
No, yeah,
did
thank
this
you
last
again.
month as well. So yeah, amazing. You ever anything to promote? Let us know. And so, oops, where'd it go? And so do we.
First 3 are your subs, but not here at the moment. So they can be, they're just any subscribers.
Oh, any subscriber.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So you have like a 1 in 80K chance.
Yeah, sorry about that then.
Wow, Atari, you're lucky as heck. What the?
Yeah,
what the
Atari,
heck?
that's amazing. You had.
You guys have good luck.
It's like winning the lottery then. if
Yeah.
there was only 5 of them. Yeah, we are going very soon. Very soon. That's in our plans. The aquarium restaurant here.
Is it only fish in the aquarium restaurant?
What do you
they
want?
have
You want a girl?
No, I want
With
a
a fishtail?
fish, but you don't like fish. That's why it's like, you don't.
What? It's nothing to do with the food. You don't eat them.
But it's called an aquarium restaurant.
Yeah.
They only
Because
have
the
fish?
walls are all aquariums.
So they
The
they have.
decor.
Okay, so they have chicken at the aquarium restaurant?
In the water?
Well, I mean, it's called the aquarium restaurant.
I don't think she's ever
only-
been to an aquarium before. You don't eat the fish when you go to an aquarium.
It says aquarium restaurant.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's a restaurant in an aquarium.
Yeah, so wouldn't they only serve fish food? Like, not fish food, but like fish as the food. It's like a seafood restaurant.
When you go to the zoo, do they sell you the animals?
What do you mean? It's an aquarium restaurant, so it's
Okay.
a restaurant.
Yeah,
and
but a
they're-
restaurant in the zoo doesn't sell the animals.
No, but... Oh, so they don't sell fish at all?
Well, they probably have normal food, but I believe it's.
That's what I mean. Because
Okay.
it's an aquarium
But
restaurant.
I wouldn't be like, can I have that goldfish there? Or?
No, but okay, they're gonna serve fish dishes.
All
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
Maybe, yeah, of course. It's the Philippines.
Maybe. It's an
have you ever seen a
aquarium
restaurant that doesn't sell
restaurant.
fish?
That's what I'm saying. But we never go to seafood restaurants because you're like, there's like not as many options.
Oh,
that
I'm pretty
are-
sure it's a restaurant. Period. It like sells everything.
That's what I was asking. That's
Yeah,
what
but
I was
it's not
asking.
fish tailored. It's not like we only sell. It's not a seafood restaurant
But it's called an aquarium restaurant. Of course, it's a seafood
because they have
restaurant.
aquariums.
So why would they do? Why would they make it not seafood based?
I don't know. Like if we went to a zebra zoo, I wouldn't expect them to
I
sell
would expect to
zebras.
eat zebra.
No.
I would expect to eat zebra.
Oh wow.
If I go to an alligator farm, I'm expecting I can buy leather purses.
Wow.
Like I don't like I'm not.
You got the
I'm
whole
not going
sanctuary
to.
thing turned off. Eh?
No, if I go to an alligator sanctuary, I hope to not buy a leather purse because that's a little suspicious. Like I'm not. You know what I mean? Guys, I think he doesn't like. It's an aquarium restaurant. Why would you not make it a seafood restaurant? And I'm sure they do keep some of the fish that they cook in the aquarium.
Wow.
100%. 100%. They have red snapper in those aquariums. They are for sale.
You know what? She might be
They are
right,
for
and I might
sale.
be wrong. I thought they were exotic fish that they put in, like
I'm
you know
sure
when
there are a
when you
couple.
go to an aquarium, it's all like really cool
But it's a
lights and
restaurant.
everything.
They're definitely.
But it could be completely different. It could be like Breakthrough, where they just have all the fish you pick that you eat. And then this is going to be a little more disappointing for me, but very happy for her.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a
Because
blast.
I thought it was like all neon lights, really cool, and all exotic fish that you watch them swim. Like when we went to the Mandarin in Canada, you don't get to eat the fish that are in all the aquariums. Those are there for decor. So it'll be interesting.
But they serve chicken and meat food, so you're fine.
Yeah,
You're
of course.
fine.
I figured they did.
Yeah, they normally do.
So apparently you have to have you have to enable receive gift in chat settings. So that's you actually may have a better than 82,000, 1 in 82,000
yeah,
or
most
5 in
people
82,000.
do not. Wait, Atari, what about for next month? You're gonna have more competition.
Yeah, way to go, way to go.
How about the pet cafe? I'm just saying you could probably buy pet food at the pet cafe. Okay, you might not. I don't
Not
know.
the pets?
Is it illegal to eat cat or something or no?
Pretty sure.
Because then
Cat and
obviously
dogs,
they
yeah.
can't.
Any domesticated animals, I don't believe you can eat.
I could probably eat a rat if somebody like.
Yeah, I don't
Really
think
want
they don't have the same laws
Rats
for
are
rats.
domesticated. And
No,
some
they're not.
No,
No.
for the most part. We have a pet rat actually. It jumped into the field. That was
Yeah, it
over
hasn't
there.
come back, so maybe it was like
We
not
have
interested.
cats now.
Yeah, that's probably
So
why.
That's probably why that tabby cat is so fat. That brown one, eating all the rats. Now they have competition.
Are you guys watching from desktop or something? I can't tag people.
It's not- he's
oh,
talking about
other
the
people.
chat,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like well, we're on
Zoo
desktop.
versus restaurant debate.
Right?
No,
That's-
guys, like a zoo. Like if they have chickens at the zoo, I'm sure a couple of those
Why do they
chickens.
have chickens on a zoo?
It's a pet farm or whatever, you know, those
Okay.
petting zoos or something.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, so if you come back next week, he's gonna be on the grill.
You come back.
So
All his eggs.
come back,
Yeah.
come back next week.
But come on, nobody respects fish the same way they respect a goat. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Guys, I had 2 rats once upon a time. I didn't pay for them. But I literally bought cages. I bought them food. I had 2 pet rats in Canada, okay? So if anyone wants to know the difference between a first world country and a developing country, it's people don't willingly put rats in their house. That's the difference. I literally had pet rats, and I thought I was cool. Nobody else thought I was cool. My mom was like, "You're an idiot." Okay? She was like with the broom ready to be like, the minute they get out of their cage, it's over for them. But still, they were cute. They were named Pepper and Cinnamon because one was black and white and one was brown and white. Okay? Pepper and Cinnamon.
Were they delicious the next day?
They died of old age.
Did you eat them? No. Why not? They were domesticated.
I'm not, it's illegal.
So Envy, you did. I normally wouldn't click this, but buddy, you bought 5 thanks. We saw the clips like everybody else because you can't be on TikTok or anything without getting a million of them.
Talks about them.
That was insane. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look at that. Okay, look at Atari. Do you see Atari? I'll help Bianca. Thank you, Atari. Okay, there is a crocodile sanctuary, that should not be the name of it. On Davao, that serves seasick crocodile.
Maybe not call it sanctuary.
I'm
Call
actually,
it
I've literally actually seen like the Facebook for this.
It should be a crocodile
And
farm.
the sisig looks really good.
Yeah.
And you can take some home frozen. So if you like it, like they serve it at the restaurant, and then you can take some home. It's frozen, and then cook it. Cook
Oh,
it.
I've been to places in Florida, and the same thing. They like, would you like to try some after you just finished holding a little baby one? And they're like,
It's so cute and
yeah.
stuff. It's like,
And
yeah,
then
you
they're
wanna
like,
eat
would you
it?
like try some? And yeah, so I get it.
We don't
They're-
have to willingly bring them into
Barbecue
our.
at the
They invite
petting zoo.
themselves to barbecue. I'm just saying, goat is delicious. Lamb is good. Okay, they're super cute, and I couldn't butcher one myself. But if somebody puts a like lamb stew in front of me, I'll eat it. Okay.
Oh, there was a barking cafe where dogs were in
In
the
the
cafe.
cafe.
Oh yeah,
They
closed
closed, though.
But I most places here they let pets in now. Like it's pretty common.
No, like a cat cafe. Is that what they mean?
But
Like,
it's dogs.
But for dogs.
It's called the Barking Cafe.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. A lot of people are afraid of dogs, so I
Yeah,
get it.
I get it.
A lot of people avoid like.
Yeah, that's the name of it.
that.
Yeah, sorry, you can't post links on the thing there. It's just to keep people from spamming, obviously. So that is the name of it. It's pretty easy.
Yeah,
just
I
to
got
Google it.
my rats for free because my friend, his rat had babies, and I think he had a pet snake. That's why. But I was hanging out, like we were all like hanging out, and I'm like, can I have like one? And he's like, it's better to have two. And I'm like, can I have two? And then when my dad came to pick me up, I was like, can we have two? And he was like, what? And I'm like, can we have two rats? And he's like, he was just like, okay, let's buy a cage first and stuff, and then we'll come get them after. So it was when I was really young. I even had toads that like, a lot of the times was when we found animals that seemed like they were not doing so well, and then we took them home, took care of them, and then when they looked nice and healthy, we put them back. So we did that with a couple bunnies, a couple of animals.
Nice.
Not with the
nice.
rats though. The rats stayed with us. Could you imagine? We were the cause of a citywide like rat infestation because we let our two rats out. No, I didn't do that. But goat tastes good. I mean,
Oh.
lechon crocodile. I would eat that. But wait? Can you eat crocodile skin or is it too tough? I feel like you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to eat that.
I'm just make me a purse from it. Just kidding. As long as it died of old age or something. Then
Oh,
okay.
I'm Michael, by the way. Yeah, I say Bianca all the time, and she doesn't really say Michael very often, I guess. In her Twitch stream, she does, but not so much here.
Yeah.
Like she'll be like, "Oh, Michael's here. Oh, Michael
I'll be
did
like
that."
dude.
Yeah, that's what Michael did. But
I like blaming him for stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm easy to blame. But yeah, I guess and I also do a lot of the talking. So
Yeah, no one really cares about you or something. Just kidding.
no, well, I'm the one that's always the one that talks over you all the time and everything. But yeah, I'm one of those people where I'm like, I try to keep everything in lane, and if you let her go, she'll just go. So I'm like, we got 8 minutes. We have to keep this to 8 minutes or 10 minutes. So I have to.
I can talk about nothing for 8 minutes. That's
You
what I
could.
do most days. So
Yeah.
it's
That's,
like
that's
a
why what
skill.
she does makes way more sense for her.
Sherpa.
Streaming, you can go hours. She'll go 4 hours sometimes. It's perfect.
It's easy.
Yep. And yesterday you did during your stream, she was doing a whole setup of her room, so she could
Yeah.
do stuff and get her. She built her chair. She put this together.
By the way, you gave me 2 uneven pieces. Okay,
You're
one
welcome.
was shorter than the other, and like most of the time, like it didn't matter.
Oh,
all
okay.
right. But I noticed that, and I'm like, you've just messed up my entire.
Well, I do notice that. Well, probably didn't. Nothing's intentional, by the way. That the Ziploc bag, when we first grabbed it, I was like, "Oh, why is this open?" So one of our boxes, you might find like, "Oh, what's
Yes.
this?" Yeah. You never know.
I
You
haven't
never know.
fallen off my chair yet, so it's fine.
Are you
Play waifu
living
games.
for good here in the Philippines? So she doesn't have her. Yeah, she doesn't have her dual citizenship yet. So that's the reason we don't buy anything or anything. It takes about 9 months. And our next stage, because now we have her mother's full birth certificate properly registered, all that stuff for the last couple of months we've had it, is that we need to spend a week, maybe 2, in Manila doing they're only allowed to do it there. No other cities or anything.
Yeah, you have to go to the headquarters.
The background
which
checks with
Metro
BIR
Manila.
and all these people are FBI what's the FBI one?
NBI.
The NBI, background checks, all that stuff. So she has to go through all that process, and we have to stay in Manila for that length of time. We haven't had that opportunity the last couple of months that we can go and do that. And, Manila's could be quite expensive as well. So we are planning to do it. It'll probably be, based on our budgeting and everything that's going on, probably right after all the festivals are done here, because we wanted to be here for that. So say February. Then it can take 9 months after that. So either way, the good thing is you don't want to just race out and buy land somewhere you've never even been, never lived there for a little while, because then you're kind of stuck on it, right? Like you will now own it. So for us, it would have made sense. Even if we could have, we would have spent a year in that area, get a good feeling for it, and then go, even if it's not the area you're questioning, it's where is the best place to buy land, where's the best deals, those kind of things. Like we can come all the way out here and go, you know what? We care more about beach life. Well, now we have to go to like Anton area or something where, they have a lot of beautiful beaches and you can buy land down that way or something.
Yeah, that place is really nice over there.
Yeah, and I believe that's where Texas Filipino is, which we're going to be doing a video with him eventually, because he did say, yeah, let's collab. So we'd love to see his house that he built right on the beach, that kind of thing.
Love it. I love it.
It'll be really amazing to go and see, because he's really good at construction, and he built it to American standards with all these fancy things. Like people have already pointed out, one of our subscribers, that the reason it's so hot on our second floor here is in the Philippines, it's pretty rare to see ventilation on the second floor. And he's right. Like in Canada, United States, wherever, you get those spinning things on the roof of your house, and it has a pipe, and you have a cold air return in your second floor, right, of your house. And even the first floors have cold air returns. And so you have air ventilation, because all the hot air rises, and then you just have a hard ceiling. Where's it supposed to go? It's not going anywhere. It's just sitting. So your second floor just cooks here because there's no vents. There's no cold air returns. There's nothing. It just bakes up here. So we leave those windows open over there because where's it supposed to go? All the humidity and heat would just sit in here. Having things like that. So small things that are different in construction in North America that is not typical here. But if you get an American builder or a designer or something, they might put those things in.
I guess waiting for Georgia area to develop first before investing in your own property. We don't really.
That's not going to matter to us too much. Because we want a lot of land. We want our mother to come and have her own little farm and everything. So we can't be in the city anyway. If you want to have animals, eventually you'll be like on Boracay, where there are no animals allowed.
They'll kick you out.
So there is actually more than Georgia. There's other projects too. So there's several different things that we're going to be showing off. It's a boom. It's a boom here. It's an absolute boom in this area.
Yeah, if you're like an investor or something, I would be like, this is probably the place to look at, because there's so many, like Manila and everything. A lot of those are already developed. Like you're getting in when the door's already closed. So like places like this, newer cities are where it's kind of at.
Yeah, you want to kind of stay a little further away from all those relatives, eh? You'll have no privacy. They'll just be there all the time.
Yeah, I can't. The one thing is, like, I'm introverted. Like, I love family and stuff, but boy, I need personal space. I love my mom, but that's why I want to get her a house on the same property, just different house. I just need that space.
Yeah, we need a little bit of space there. When you grow up, you start your own lives together, sort of thing. And it's not that you don't appreciate your parents or loved ones or relatives and stuff like that. You do, but you kind of have your own life too. So you got to keep it all separate. And then you also won't get sick of them or anything. You won't get sick of them or anything like that, because you have your time away. Then when you're together, it feels very important and everything else. So. It might be different, and I think it is different in many Filipino families, because they spent every waking time almost together from birth, right? Like, it's different. In North America, once kids are old enough, the parents are like, here's an iPad or a iPhone.
Yeah.
And they have different bedrooms that are miles away from the other bedrooms, and often parents are giving, they just have a babysitter comes over. Like I was raised that way many times in my life, where my parents would go away and there would just be somebody to take care of you all the time at your house. Not when I lived on that farm and no electricity, no running water, but later, like at 10, 11, 12 years old, we saw the babysitter more often than anything else. And the babysitter was like, just stay away from me, basically. Stay out of my hair and we'll have no problems. That was our babysitters. And it would be like craft dinners that's sitting on a pot, on the stove when you're hungry. That was it, And so like how it is in North America and how you grow up in the Philippines, it'd be completely different. Or even if you're a Filipino family in Canada, you might not even do what that is.
My mom was like, I don't think I've ever had a babysitter. My mom was the babysitter.
Right, exactly. So it's like
others.
family oriented, and then what we've kind of delved into in North America, where it's like family is next to nothing. Even neighbors. You don't even talk to your neighbors. That whole thing, which it just changes your outcome and opinions on what you want for the rest of your lives. And we came to the Philippines to try to make more connections, but unfortunately we were also raised in a time where we were like, that was a different thing for us. So it's like, you still need your time away, because we weren't raised with that having going on 24 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to feel comfortable. But we're doing pretty good. We're gonna get a car, motorbike, something eventually. But for now, we just use we're using Grab taxi, but we'll get enough taxi driver phone numbers that we'll just stop paying the Grab fee on every taxi.
Right.
Yeah, because honestly, they all turn on the meters here. There is absolutely no problem with the cabs here, and so no point paying a Grab fee.
And if they didn't, we would just get out.
The only thing good about the Grab is if you're looking to them take you someplace that is unusual, right? Not one of the major things that everybody knows about. It's great because the app tells them exactly where to go, and you're not trying to explain to him how to get there when you don't know the street names, you don't know this, you don't know that, or there is no street name for everything, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It has a great advantage. So sometimes that extra 20, 30, 40, 50 pesos that Grab is charging, it just makes it so easy. You just get in. You don't even have to tell him where you're going. It pops up on his phone. That's kind of cool, right? Yeah.
We're in the top part of Mandurriao.
Oh, where was that?
It
that
was
one?
right under it.
Oh, right under it. Here we are. Yeah, we're in the top part of that. Yeah. So just right down the road. Okay. So just a little north of us. I would say 5 minutes, right? Maybe you're walking, it'll be 20. But 5-minute drive is the Vista Mall. So right where, then right after Vista Mall is where the Savannah district is. Then to the right of that, so east of that is help me out, what's the other subdivision?
Park Regency.
Park Regency. I don't know why I always get that wrong. Park Regency. So to give you a whole idea, and then right over here, just southeast to us, is the Mega World whole area, Festive Walk sort of thing. So yeah, we're all in this part, and then even north of all of this, quite a bit north actually, is the airport.
Yeah.
They built the airport. It used to be right where Mega World was. That was actually the runway where the main Festive Walk is. That was the runway for the airport, and they turned it into Festive Walk and moved the airport outside of the city. So makes it better for traffic and stuff like that. Learn commuting using jeepneys. Definitely.
Give me anxiety. I hate them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's so squished. I'm just somebody.
Oh, it can get really crowded.
And it's very squished. And if you're not at right where the door is, like the exit or something, then it's really awkward to be like, sorry, excuse me, I'm trying to get out and stuff. It just gives me anxiety. Mm-hmm. But they're not bad. It's enjoyable. It's just tight spaces and awkward. You're close with strangers. You become friendly with them. Yeah. And I am bad with strangers.
So yeah, that is legacy-wise very true. What's happening in what happens in the Philippines, that your parents' retirement is you, right? Because incomes are very low, and therefore, and if you have large families, you can't possibly save any money. There's no way. How are you going to retire one day when you couldn't save a nickel, when you had to take every dollar you had and put it to your family? And then even as kids get older and they start earning some money, and they all put money into the family to continue to live, because families get bigger. You have younger sisters and everything. They all have to, brothers, whatever. And so everybody's contributing to the family. And then eventually you're like, oh, wow, my parents have worked their whole lives. I want them to retire. And so the whole family is basically is the retirement sort of thing. And so that whole system, though, is changing. And the reason I say it's changing is when you see there are videos out there like TikToks, everything, of day in the life of working at Google in Mega World, okay? And a Filipina's working there.
Oh, the BGC one.
Yeah, she's working in there. Okay, so there are jobs now that, and like it's like it is in America. Obviously, they probably pay them less, but not less like Philippines income less. And they have, the Prada bags now and everything, and they have these amazing jobs that have full-on free restaurants and everything, like beautiful cafes. Everything's free at these jobs. So certain corporations setting up here, big banks, stuff like that. Yeah, the call center jobs are still lower paying, but there are starting to get jobs where it upgrades to a newer, higher level of income. And so that's, people say, who affords all these condos at crazy 8-9 million pesos and stuff like that? Believe it or not, a lot of Filipinos. And they have these, so jobs are getting to higher income levels. And now, think about it, in a generation from now, nobody will need to give them a retirement because they were able to save money.
Yeah.
The good thing about Filipinos is that's kind of ingrained in you, that every dollar matters, right? Every peso matters, sort of thing. And they're actually very good at budgeting, because they know they can't starve at the end of the month. And so they get very good with the amount of money they have, making sure they have enough to go around. And so when they do have more money, then they're like, oh my goodness, I can put some money aside. I can put some money away, and that kind of thing. And so things are changing. Things are getting better. And here in Iloilo, the projects and the companies that are opening up here is just never ending. Every day I feel like there's always a new company announcing they're moving their business stuff they can make on, like they would pay somebody normally to stay at home in America. Well, they can do it here in a building. And so it's not just call centers, but then also the stuff that is related to call centers. And it could be just customer service type stuff, where you have a few people that go in and fix something for somebody in a computer. Like, so it's
IT?
Yeah, like IT sort of thing, but online support.
Oh.
So they don't answer the phone, but when the call center people get the call about this, say, okay, and they send it to a tech to fix it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now they can put those techs here too. And so those are better paying jobs than just somebody answering the phone and following a script. So it gets better.
If the jeepney is empty, which is rare, you should choose to sit beside the driver in front. And it's for 2 persons if you want to try.
Oh.
That would be fun. That would
Have
be
you
a
ever
little
seen those
funky.
things? Those are badass. They're like... And
They're really cool.
They always deck them out, by the way. They always got all these great lights on them. They these
I
big
haven't
speakers. And
When we were doing the province tour, like when we were on the motorbike,
Yeah.
that's when I saw all the coolest ones.
yeah.
It was so weird because like now in the city you don't see them as much. I feel like I haven't really seen like the cool, like with the speakers and the lights and stuff.
Yeah.
And the paint jobs. The paint jobs are crazy. I'm like, who did this? Who had the time for this? But then you see like almost all of them, all the jeepneys had them, and I'm like,
Yeah. Some BPO call centers actually pay 40 to 50K. And honestly, that's great, number one, because you keep in mind that most people here are making far less than that, far less, like 5, 10,
wait, is that
1,000,
40K a
10,000
year?
pesos a month. No. I
40
think
to
that's 40,
50K.
50,000 pesos a month, right? Is that what you mean? Because the average is like 10,000 pesos a month, 5 to 10, whatever. And but big corporations, a lot of them have a human rights thing in their charter and all that kind of thing, right? So that they never want to be called out for hiring people, sweatshops in China for making their shoes or something like that, right? So companies start to put these things into their corporate governance that says that if we go to an area, we have to pay a very good wage for that area, right? And so if they come to the Philippines and they open a call center, yeah, they might have had to pay with benefits and all the stuff that comes with employing somebody in Canada or the United States or something like that. It's not just the salary. Then you, like in Canada, for example, you have to pay a third of their income in taxes for the, not in addition to the person paying personal taxes, the company pays a tax on you also. Then you have your disability and your pension and all that the corporation also pays into, not just you, workers' compensation, everything. So it's quite a big cost, right? Well, they come here, yeah, they're going to save a ton of money and everything else, but you know they're paying triple often what most people can make here in the Philippines typically. And so now these big companies come here. They're saving money. They're not paying out about $100,000 US dollars a month, a year in a job, and they can pay somebody here, you know, 30K US a year, which is a lot of money for a Filipino, 30, 40K USD a year here. They're going to save a third, and they're actually helping the Philippines grow in a good, positive way because the average person's not making anywhere near that. So, okay, so here's the average range, 18 to 30. So still, again, now you're still looking at double to triple the average wage. So that would be really, it's still a positive. And so I just see I like to look for the positives instead of just pointing out negatives all the time. And we see it. And you can see it just in the poverty rate dropping so much over the past few years, and education levels getting higher and higher here. You know, there's a lot of good positivities, things to talk about, the positives about the Philippines and where it's going and the trajectory of the country going forward. You can spend all day talking about negatives; it won't get you anywhere. But you know, I'd like the people who do positive things for this country to get a lot more credit, so that other people go, "Wow, I want more. I want that kind of press." And I want to do positive because basically it's like rewarding your dog if you just spank them when they're bad, but never reward them when they're good, they're only going to see as the only way to get attention is to do bad.
Yeah.
Right? And so you have to really know when to shine light on something that's very positive.
I was going to ask, somebody was like, would you ever buy a tricycle? I'm like,
Yeah. I don't know. You know, the cool thing is if we had a motorbike, then you could put a trike on it, and then you could carry more stuff, right? And you still have a motorbike.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that would be cool.
Yeah, and I know expats have done it. I've seen videos, videos on them where they got like a whole stainless steel one and everything. And also, if it's raining or whatever, you have that option.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you never know. Never know. Pretty cool. There are some, Pauline saying there are some in the cities who offer that high for an exhausting work. The more money you make often, until you get to a crazy level, often comes with way more stress. Often it means you no longer making an hourly wage or anything, so they can work you to like a dog because they're like, your salary, sorry, your manager, like managers have, they don't get to just say, nah, I'm taking Saturday off or whatever. Because everybody else wants Saturday off, they end up having to work. It doesn't get easier as it gets higher until you reach a certain level where you're like a senior executive, and then all of a sudden they have a lot more stress maybe and bigger picture stuff, but they have a lot more time to go to the golf course and stuff like that too. But you kind of earn it when you get to that point.
They're all talking about jobs.
Yeah, they're all talking about jobs.
Can you say what industry you formerly work?
What I did? Oh, I was in corporate management so I started in sales. I was sales for automotive manufacturing and then construction, like manufacturing of construction materials, that kind of thing. And I used to travel all over. I worked for one of the biggest American companies. And then I just rose up and I ended up being in like senior-ish, just under senior actually. I was like below the vice president type stuff later in my career. So I'd be in charge of like half a country or something like that for a major company. But in sales, I would stay on the sales side. But most companies, they operate that way, where it's not like they have an accounting manager for half a country. They only do it really for sales because at the end of the day, that's the whole side of things where all your distribution centers, everybody is represented by like a senior salesperson, because the orders are the most important part, and then the factories have their own management where they determine quality and delivery and shipping and stuff like that. So anyway, that's where I was in like senior.
Yeah, what is BPO? I thought BPO was a bank.
No, it's BDO, but yeah.
But now I'm like, that doesn't make sense. There's BPO here that offers that kind of salary for about 80 to 100 calls in a day shift. Whoa.
Wow.
That's crazy. And okay, unless they're like really easy, I would probably be.
Yeah, TELUS has a brand new call center.
Yeah,
that's right here in Iloilo.
They're adding a
Canadian cell phone company.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is I've also seen, this is the thing, I look at a lot of things. I've seen videos where they have, the call center people are actually, when they get a horrible customer, they don't record the customer's details or whatever, but they'll set their phone to the side here and they're recording.
The conversation.
But it's not even a conversation because the person's just being super rude to them, right? So they got somebody from America, Canada, who are just telling them that even though it's hard, it's very frustrating, especially when something major happened to your card or your phone or anything, and it gets so, you're all like, you're very frustrated, and you're like, this is ridiculous. But then on the other side, the call center person has zero they can do about it. They have a script, they can do limited things, but they can't do anything. And it sucks because you want to get so angry and everything, and you are angry. And you have to always keep in mind, like, this call center person has no ability. Like, it's not, they're not choosing to not help you. They just have no way to help you. Because that's what companies have done these days, right? They've made it so that it's cheaper for them, but they know it. I don't know. I blame the company. I don't blame the call center people.
I get it. Like, I think the most frustrating was obviously when we were trying to get our bank card thing sorted. But whenever I get into a phone call, my customer service voice just kicks in. Even though I'm the customer and they're like the customer service person, I'm like, hi, yeah, so I'm just, like, my pitch goes higher, and I'm like, thank you, have a nice day, after the phone call. And like, it's so, okay, but usually, most of the time, I don't have the worst experience with like call center people. Like, especially, I don't know, I get really cool people who are just like, yeah, don't worry, we will go through it, we will work on it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, thank you so much. Even though like 2 seconds ago, I was fuming at like, when the ding, 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 like, whatever, the waiting noises, I'm like yelling at it, like, hurry up, it's been an hour. And then as soon as someone picks up, I'm like, well, hello, thank you for answering my call finally. Anyways, 180, complete 180. But I always feel bad for them because, like, I just know that, like, a lot of people can't handle when they're angry and they just lash out. And because you're not seeing the physical person in front of you, it's easier to yell at a phone than it is to yell at a person in front of you.
Yeah, if you saw them in person, you would never talk that way.
Never, like, well, some people are ballsy, okay?
Well, maybe.
I've worked at, selling clothes. Selling clothes, people will yell at you, and you're like, bro, I don't make the clothes. I'm sorry I don't have your size, but I'm literally like, that's not something I can deal with. And so, yeah, and so I always feel bad. That's why I'm always like, I'm not going to be that person. That's the last thing I ever want to be.
Yep. So what I mean by script, I don't mean they actually have a full-on script. What I mean is they ask you a question. Okay, sir, so what is the issue pertaining to? They go and they select one of their options on the thing. What is the problem? Oh, the problem is with my bank card. Okay, they select that. It gives them the following things, options. The point is if I talk to her, and if she's the bank manager and I walk in, she's my bank manager. It doesn't have to go through, okay, so you're having problems with that. Let me see what options are available for that. She's the bank manager. She knows her job, right?
Yeah.
She knows she's the bank manager. So she's like, oh, okay, and she just talks to you. When a call center, they are, especially some call centers that deal with multitude of companies. Some call centers are, you answer, then it brings up that company, and and everything that company does, because not all of them are just TELUS or just whatever. You can actually work for a company that's just a call center, and they have customers. The thing comes up, it's a carpet cleaning company or whatever, and this is their customers calling in to complain about something, or they're looking for new business. They click it, tells them what options are available from that thing. Maybe there's different rules also for different states because of different laws when it comes to certain banking, credit cards, whatever, anything. And so like in Canada, Quebec had different laws than the rest of Canada. And so when it came up and they say, oh, no, I live in Quebec, if you're with TELUS, for example, then you go to TELUS, you would have to change, and then Quebec rules come up in the thing there. So you can't tell somebody, I can't remember the exact thing is, but I believe it was like you can't charge for, or you have to charge a different price for data, or there's something because Quebec passed a law that is different than the rest of the country. So when somebody calls in from Quebec, it tells them a whole different set of options than it did in Ontario. That's what I meant by script, is that they just follow along a computer here, not that it says, hello, my name is James, and so that's
like the robot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying every word for word or anything.
Yeah, I think the worst part about calling in for like customer service is when you've waited in line for one, or like you're like, okay, so this is my issue. I'm gonna go to this topic. And they're like, okay, please wait. And then they have to send you to another department and they put you on waiting again. Most of the time though, they don't make you wait long, but sometimes it's like, oh, actually you have to go to just you have to go to like the fraud department instead of this normal one. And then you're like waiting 40 minutes in the fraud department and you're like, oh yeah, But usually that's like
exactly
a major problem.
You know the good thing about this, Patrick, so hoping that more jobs will rise, not just call centers here in Iloilo, 100%. This is like the beginning. You know, when you get that, you end up with a ton of people now making more than the average income, right? So that means more businesses pop up that will service those type of things, right? Then what happens is, as all those services open up, then you have all of these. You have a whole lot of people who understand different levels of English, way better English, different levels of education, because now the people that make more money end up better educating their children, right? So then all those better educated children now are computer coders or programmers or things that they may not have done in bulk in the same amount before, because no parent could send them away for 6 years to be a computer coder. It's like, no, take something that you can make money in the next 2 to 3 years. That's what we can afford in our family, that kind of thing. So as you remove pressures, things change. Now, Google, Microsoft, whatever, can open up a division here where they do coding, or they do whatever, something that is an entirely different
Ballpark.
Yeah, ballpark for salaries and stuff like that. Huge amount of money difference, right? And so, yeah, they may not pay as much as America because the cost of living isn't the same, but that you're going to pay a very good wage. Then all of a sudden, Lexus and BMW and Mercedes go, oh, we need big dealerships in these areas because people can afford our cars here. You see how it all just kind of rolls and rolls and rolls. And so the call center thing, great. It's paying higher than average income. Generates more service businesses that are related to that, more high-end businesses. Then you get more English speaking. You end up with more companies that are like, well, here's a market here for a ton of people that we don't have to pay $250,000 a year. We can pay them $125,000 a year. You know, it's called the free market sort of thing, and it's becoming a world free market. And that's the key, honestly, is that you just need people that are ready for the job.
Yeah.
And if you have a whole bunch of people ready for the job, well, a business that wants to make a profit is going to go wherever it can go.
Nebs says, yeah, Quebec is nearly a separate country of its own, despite it being a province of Canada. That's why they always fight to separate. But, okay, so I literally, I watched a TikTok where it basically shows, like, the experience in France, or, like, Paris, France, I think. Because a lot of people don't realize it's not the most touristic place to go, even though it's Paris, France, like you would think it is. Anyways. So dude is just videotaping him, and he just says bonjour, like as he's walking by, and she was like, what? She seemed so offended, and he was like bonjour, And then she's like, huh? And he says, bonjour. Like, he says it in a very, like, French accent, almost, like, meme-worthy. And she's like, ah, okay. And he was like, au revoir. Like, he was just walking by saying hello. And then she was like, what? And then he was like, the absolute state. And then in the TikTok, the comments, I read that somebody was like, I'm from Quebec, and they have, like, a different French. Like, they have a different accent for their French. And so she's like, I had to speak English in France because nobody would, like, accept my French accent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is crazy. That is crazy. And then all the comments were like, well, never mind. If I'm literally going to be bullied for trying to learn, like, French or something and not having the perfect accent, I'm just not going to learn it. But I found that so interesting.
Yeah,
But
definitely. And yeah. I you know,
They always lose.
She's obviously younger than me, so I went through the whole the separation stuff, right? Like
They had one, like, before Trudeau's election. They had a little one.
They had an
Did a
election?
vote.
Like they voted?
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah,
vote.
they did
Yeah.
vote. Yeah, they did. But I've
lose
seen, you
everything.
know, obviously some of the worst ones that are there. But yeah, we there's been a lot of battles, and then they just use all of the taxpayer money to fight it like crazy and
There
advertise
was-
and market it.
I don't know. It was like back, not in the 2000s, like in the 90s maybe or 80s, where there was literally French terrorists, like Quebec terrorism, because of the separation.
FLQ, yeah.
Something like that. They were like bombing cars. Not, they would put bombs in cars, so then they would just explode randomly as a scare tactic.
Yeah, it was like the IRA, but FLQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, poutine though, overrated. I need a drink, guys.
That's
so I'll
a
be right back.
freaking lie, okay? Poutine is banging. Good poutine, though, okay? You need, like, the beef gravy. Like, no, okay, do not go to Canada. And unless they change, okay, don't go to Canada, the McDonald's that has poutine, because, like, whenever I have it, it's disappointing, okay? Because they use some whack-ass gravy that is not good. The cheese is alright. The cheese is alright. But, like, you need to, like, honestly, like a high school cafeteria, they probably have the best poutine. All right? I've gone to a couple, like, whenever you have, like, a field trip at another school and you go into their cafeteria and you can buy, like, lunches there, yeah, the poutine was banging. Most of the poutine is really good, okay? As long as it's big, like, chunks of mozzarella that's slightly melted, okay? You don't need it to be soupy mozzarella. You just need it to be slightly melted. The gravy should be, like, hot enough to kind of, you know, melt it a little bit. And the fries have to be, like, fresh, you know? Because if it's soggy, and once it becomes too soggy, you're losing it. You're losing it. But, like, you guys remember Jessica Lee? She got discriminated on her K-pop journey because she got a Filipino English accent. Man, they're rough. They're rough with a lot of, like, K-pop stars who aren't fully Korean. A lot of them get bullied just because they're not purely Korean. Like, they could be half Korean, and they just get absolutely roasted. And you're like, for what? For what? What is the issue? What is really the issue? Filipino English accent. Okay, but you can still understand her, so what's the issue? You know? But yeah, poutine, I miss that, okay? If I ever open a restaurant here, I don't even care if it's a seafood restaurant, it's gonna have poutine. That's my one promise in life. And it's gonna be good poutine. I don't care if I lose money making this poutine, it's just gonna be amazing. I think everybody deserves to have some. Never heard of poutine? You've not lived life. You've not lived life. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. You've not lived life. Poutine is so good. So good. Am I free for the chat now?
Stefan!
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, I see you got a little blue check mark now.
Yeah.
And you're green.
Very nice.
So there you
Good
go.
morning from
Welcome.
Vancouver.
Thank you for
Good morning,
joining our
good morning.
membership.
You have can I try it? It's cranberry juice?
Yeah, it's really strong though. Really strong cranberry juice, so it's definitely cranberry.
Jesus, did they put like a whole orchid?
I know, I feel like I could water it down and it would still taste like cranberry juice.
And we got the light version. What does the original taste
50
like?
calorie one,
Holy.
yeah.
I just did, because they put less sugar in it. Just Vladimir Putin. Oh no. It's the only
You guys are hilarious. Wait.
I heard of Putin.
I've heard of Putin.
Vladimir.
Vladimir Putin.
Guys, they
you
need
guys
to
are
they need
freaking
to
hilarious.
make a meme with his face and just like mesh it onto a thing of Putin. Is it a thing with YouTube not to say blood or terrorism thing, or else they will demonetize your video?
Possible. You'll probably win, but it does suck.
It depends. Are there like?
We're not. You just saying the word. You have to put it in context, but yeah. Let's
Yeah,
avoid repeating that word again. Were you guys saying that a lot?
Like 10 times. Just kidding. Like once.
Oh, okay.
Wait. What do you mean? What we were saying? You were with me when I was talking about the French stuff. That's
You
the
can
only
say
time
FLQ. That's something 30 years ago.
What? Could you imagine we got demonetized because you said that? Just kidding.
No.
No, it's fine. Most people do it because they don't want to risk it. Because it would be stupid if they got demonetized because they said one thing,
We get demonetized every single live chat, by the way, by the end of it, because it's reported for nudity. You see all this nudity here?
Guys, I'm basically naked. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Of course we win,
Anyways.
but it takes 24 hours. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Just dumb. What are you going to do?
I'm in Australia, so maybe the reason. They need to send the Canadian criminals to Australia.
Right. I heard
That
that's the
way-
prison colony,
That
right?
way we can...
Get more in the middle here.
Oh my god, I saw this really bad... It was a really bad take, but it was like in a humor, like it's like a dark joke almost, okay? Because obviously, like many places, countries got colonized, so the natives got absolutely like demolished, which is super unfair. But then the joke was, because he's Australian, and he's saying, it's like, well, basically, they sent all the bad guys to Australia. So it's like, are you guys really surprised that something bad would happen if you just send a bunch of criminals like on an island? It's like, what do you guys think? And I'm like, oh my god. They're like, so all the bad things that happen, I mean, we're criminals. So, like...
Does Australia have a high level of?
No, but no, for like the colonization, like, when they like probably freaking like killed natives or something. I don't know how they colonized Australia, unfortunately. I don't know. But you know how like in Canada when the British took over. Wait, was it the British who took over Canada? Yeah.
Well, the British and the French, they fought.
They fought. They like wars and stuff, but they absolutely they had no love for the natives there.
Ish, it's a little different. It's a little
Is it
different.
okay,
What they did is it is actually quite a bit different. Actually, when you look at the
Okay.
history of Canada, not saying they didn't do horrible things through history.
Definitely.
Don't get me
Definitely.
wrong, guys. But the natives would fight on the Canadian with the British, like to fight off the Americans, because the Americans tried to remember that
Go
war.
up to?
Yeah, with Laura Secord.
No, I
Oh,
did
you don't know.
not.
They don't teach Canadian history very well.
I took one
To give you an
history
idea,
class.
you want to guys hear a fun fact. This is not in the Philippines. Congratulations. Here we go. Fun fact. Did you know that the Canadians, which at the time was the British and the natives,
The British are-
burned the White House down?
Oh, I did know that. know
Yeah.
that.
Well, if it hadn't broke out in rain, none of it would have survived. But it was set on fire. So that's like Americans were constantly attacking America, attacking the British in Canada, and they'd come in and they went into the Fort Henry and they found nobody there. The soldiers were out doing whatever. I don't remember what it was, but they weren't there. And so they went to the town, all right, which is Niagara on the Lake today, and they went there, and everybody had found out that, somebody had tipped them off that all these American soldiers are coming. All the women and children need to hide. Remember, the men are gone away. I can't remember whether they're on an expedition for hunting, fishing, whatever they were doing, training, who knows.
Poker.
But they weren't around, and it was winter. So the women and children bundled up, ran into the woods, and hid in the woods as the Americans came in. The Americans came in, and they saw all these houses are empty. The fort was empty, so they burned it all down. All right, burned it all down, and all the women and children died, not just of starvation, but of freezing.
Yeah.
And so when the men came back, they were furious. Women and children dead everywhere, frozen in there, all their houses burned down, and they all went Crazy. They got every single person together. Obviously, the natives were more than happy to help them. And they went from town to town, all the way to Washington, all the way to the White House, and they burned every single town they found. And then burned the White House. And if the rain hadn't broke out and extinguished it, the White House would have been burnt to the ground. And then came all the way back. So there's your funny story there. Funny, not funny. Crazy story. Let me rephrase that. Anyway, so there was a lot of that. Again, so just because there were natives fighting on the same side and everything, they had like a common enemy sort of thing, right? Remember, they were trading for hundreds of years at that point, right? With the natives. They were trading gunpowder, they were trading things for furs and everything, like the Hudson Bay Company, which is one of the world's oldest companies, still operates in Canada, that kind of thing. They've been in business forever as a trading company with the trade with the natives. And so they're not saying a lot of positives. There's a lot of negatives too, trust me. We had those schools and stuff like that.
I forget what I was saying about Australia. But so does that mean like every Australian is like, well, almost every Australian
descendant of
is it basically a criminal? Basically, a criminal.
Well, you're not a criminal because your great-great-grandfather was a criminal.
I'm
Come on.
blaming you. I'm blaming you for your
I bet you we all almost at all levels we would all be criminals then, because even if you were rich back in the day, you probably had to break a lot of laws to steal that kind of money, like basically screw people over. You probably all be descendant of criminals if you think about it.
But honestly, Australia is.
Aren't we all from Genghis Khan? And if somehow anyway.
I think that's with Asians.
No, I believe.
Isn't it everybody?
Because somewhere in somebody's life there might be an Asian in that. Yeah, somewhere.
Everybody has a little Asian in them.
Well, you never know. Well, think about it. The Silk Road, and we're not talking about the dark web here. The Silk Road was one of the largest trading things. Like if you have saffron, if you had any type of spices or anything, it all came from the Silk Road. So these type of things took place a long time ago. There was a lot of that stuff. So.
Is it hard to grow saffron? Because saffron's expensive. Like, can you just grow yourself? That'd be really cool. You won't even notice if I put saffron.
No, I probably wouldn't even notice.
It's nice on some soup. Like, if you got some chicken soup, put a little saffron in it, a little drip drop. But yeah, that's interesting. But Australia is quite nice, so I'm surprised they... Was it just because it looks like a massive desert, like the middle of it? So they're like...
All I would say to that is if you go to Norway and you go to places like Norway, Sweden, that kind of thing, and you see there that they do not almost none of their prisoners are locked in prison, right? They don't, you get committed for murder or whatever, they don't lock you up. What they do is they put you in a different situation where you can work, live as a community, you learn skills like how to be a good cook, clear and clean, and cook, all the things that maybe you had a bad childhood or whatever, and they raise them back, and their recidivity rate, I'm sure I said that wrong, recidivity? Repeat rate. Reoffending rate is extremely low. One of the world's lowest reoffending rate. And so where you lock people up as criminals and let them be gang members and, teach them only one way to be, they're going to keep ending up in prison. And that's what happens. They spend up 20 different charges in their lives. They just get out, commit more crimes. They get out, commit more crimes. And yet we still think it's the right thing to do. Anyway, so what they do there, so that's kind of what Australia was. It was like, you go there, you're not our problem anymore.
Deal with the spiders, biatch.
Right. And so they do their whole thing, and that's kind of like what they do up in the Scandinavian countries, where they don't put them in these hardcore prisons, and even if they have to put them in a prison, the doors don't lock. They can walk out and wander around and everything. And they give them some human dignity along the way, so that no matter what they did at the time, when they come out, they're not going to be worse for society. So hang on, let's go to here first, though.
Oh yeah.
So Stefan, thank you very much.
Stefan, thank you. Canada, it is what happens when you put some French people in the woods. Oui, oui.
Oui. Merci beaucoup, Stefan. and euro too. Wow, thank you very much. And Eric,
thank you.
boom,
Thank
just
you for the love.
upped his renewal on member now for 2 months. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Eric. Much love to you, brother.
Yeah,
Today's the big day too, but no, tomorrow's the big day for you. So anyway, so it's quite interesting. And actually, you know what? I just saw a video yesterday. This is not really the criminal thing, but to go show you, you would think a place like that doesn't put their hardened criminals into severe prisons and let them out and all this stuff. All right. I watched yesterday. Okay. This is in Norway. The libraries, once you have a library card, you want to go to the library at night, but it's closed. And you're like, oh my God, I want to return my book. Guess what? You bring your library card, you go to the door, you scan your library card, the door unlocks. Wow. You walk into the library, and lights just come on for areas you walk, right? And you're in, but they try to conserve power. And you return your book. Nice and easy, right? You just put the book down, it scans it, and it says, okay, returned, and you push it in. Guess what? You don't have to wait till tomorrow to go find a new book.
Yeah.
The entire library is open for you.
Like 24/7.
You can wander around. They even have, so the person who goes in there late at night to return their book to show you, then there just happens to be like a family there who are reading children's books in the children's area, and somebody else is studying up there. So,
that's really cool.
It's all honor-based, and it's successful. And these are the kind of things. So not the streets are full of criminals and everything's getting burned down. That's not happening in a place that doesn't make their prisoners animals.
Yeah.
Right? You put them into a situation where you're just like animal instincts only of survival, and eat the other or they're going to eat you, sort of thing. Or treat them like human beings, no matter how horrible of the thing they did. Try to get to the root cause of it. Try to show them the better path, better way to live, that kind of thing. It's proving out right? All you have to do is look at areas where they have high prison populations, that kind of thing. What's the crime rate in those places? How much is like the really terrible crime that we really worry about? Yeah, numbers say the numbers.
Envy said Tim Hortons is overrated, and it's only overrated if you're in Canada. Because then it's like on every street corner, and you're like, okay, I want to eat something else. But now that I'm here with no Tim Hortons, or like it's in Manila, if I want to go to Tim Hortons, it's very hard. I love it more than I love anything.
Yeah, it's just what we're used to too.
Yeah.
That's another reason, obviously.
Tim Hortons chili was the best thing in the world, okay? Because they gave you a piece of bread, like it was nice and soft and like warm. And then they gave you this giant thing of chili. Well, you could get a smaller one, but you always get the big one because it's so good. Mm-hmm. Tim Hortons chili. I promise you, if you ever have it, you'll like it.
And honestly,
if you don't, I don't like you.
The prices are fantastic too. You go to Starbucks and you're paying $5, $6, whatever for a coffee that's only $1.80. At Tim Hortons, $2. It's kind of like a thing. So, do you guys ever get tired of rebuilding your Canadian houses after they melt in the summer?
Well, my igloo was insulated, so it lasted for most of the time.
Honestly, if you have good dog sleds, though.
Yeah, if you can get a moose, it actually carries more blocks. So it makes it 10 times easier. Norway is easy. You maybe have some black metal dude who burns down a church.
Yeah.
No, black metal, like rock.
Dude?
Is that not what that means? Black metal dude? Is that not like a music guy?
And he burned down a church?
I don't know. I thought because Norway has a lot of like hardcore metal.
Yeah, just don't know anything about burning down church. That's why I was gonna not say the comment, just to be safe.
Oh, I thought it was just like a, how
see, like with this person.
Ramstein,
which is German. Yeah.
German, okay, but they're still. I didn't realize it was a racist thing.
It might
Never
be.
mind.
I don't know.
I thought it was
That's why
like
I'm trying to
metal.
stay
I
away
thought it
from
was like a metal band.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't know if it meant anything.
Black
guys.
metal. So Norwegian black metal. I'm pretty sure it's music.
Okay.
I think. Now I don't even know.
Well, YouTube flagged it too, so that's why.
Anyways. I like Tim Hortons more than Starbucks, but sadly there's none here on Iloilo.
No.
I do as well. Like Starbucks, it has like nice treats if you want them. But I do like the matcha latte from Starbucks. But otherwise, see, guys, come on. I knew that.
All
I
right,
was
cool.
literally doubting myself. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's music.
Okay.
Anyways.
So anyway, yes, we are in Iloilo right now. We're live right now from our house here in Iloilo. The only thing I was going to say about the Tim Hortons, when we went to it in Manila,
It's kind of lame.
it was double the price
Yeah.
that it is in Canada. So,
not the
wow.
same.
Doesn't make any sense to me other than, I guess they're importing it in, but it's not like they grow the coffee beans in Canada either, right? Like, so everything's imported regardless.
It's double import.
Yeah, it's like, why don't you just have them go right from there to here, South America to here, instead of going to Canada, be put in a bag that says Tim Hortons and brought back here again? Save some money, I guess. But honestly, like, I was blown away. I'm like, wait a minute. At home in Canada, you pay for them $15 an hour to make coffee. You pay people here 15 cents an hour to make coffee. So explain why you have to be double the price, just like making more profit. I don't know. But if they say, well, we don't have enough business here, well, yeah, you're charging a ridiculous price in next country. How's that? Not many people can afford $4.50 US for your
like a
coffee in the
plain
Philippines.
coffee. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even like a.
It's not even a fancy drink. We don't live in igloos? Wait, who told you that, Bob? Bob. I thought we
No
all
one
did.
knows us like that.
Yeah.
Hi,
No, it's just log
Norwegian.
cabins. Just log cabins.
Those are for the bougie people.
Yeah. Hello, Saipan. I don't think we've ever seen anybody from Saipan on here before, so that's great. Somebody new. What's this?
Might be soon. There will be probably a Tim
Oh,
Hortons.
Tim Hortons. TH. I was
Here
like,
in
my brain
Iloilo.
wasn't working. Yeah.
Ridge Cafe is really nice.
Yeah, honestly,
Big
we
and
really
big
like
and
it, and the owner's really cool, by the way, and the fact that they have like those coffee cups and everything, but then also the one we just went to.
Yeah, the
City?
Glories.
Glories,
Coffee
yes, Glories Cafe, which
Cafe.
is it depends on what part of the city you're in. So one was at La Paz, right? Well, that's where Magis was, and the other one's Central Market, right? And then they each have now remote locations. And so we like Glories too. It was really cool. And actually their coffee has a great taste to it. And they offer they're the only ones that grow their coffee beans here in Iloilo out of the two, I think. And they're offered to take us up to their farm on the mountains to be able to see the coffee farm, which would be kind of cool. So anyway, I hate to want to pick just one because they were both really good. And we really liked it. We really enjoyed it. So shout out to you, Glories, for showing us around.
Nice. Okay, I'd like to give you some new information. Norway black metal goes for bands like Burzum or Darkthrone. Nothing to do with band who play hard. Yeah, the only like metal that I could think of was, wait, is Rammstein even metal? I don't even know.
Sure.
And that's what I like. That's who I imagine when you say Norway black metal. Even though I don't know anything really about metal, just because it's very loud and I get scared by loud noises sometimes. So I can't always listen to it. That's like the one genre that I have a hard time listening to.
That's true. We're actually not reading every comment. We don't.
No, yeah,
If
we
we did,
don't.
we'd be here for 20 years. So sorry about that, John. But yeah, we aren't aiming to go after every comment.
Yeah, we definitely will miss most comments,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Like if I scroll up
And-
here, we're skipping over
And that's
so many.
But that's what a live show is. We kind of just go with the flow.
But we can throw yours in here. Let me find it. Just subscribe to get in on the conversation, fellow Canadian Edmonton. Oh, from Edmonton. Okay, nice and cold there right now, I bet. Actually, Edmonton's a little funny that way. You can get because of the mountains, you can get some warmer. Living in Leyte for 14 years. Survivor of Typhoon Yolanda,
Wow, that's
which was a
crazy,
terrible one,
yeah.
by the way. If you guys aren't aware, Leyte is probably of all the places. It's
a pretty
definitely in the
hardcore
top
place
10
to be
for you to get hit by.
typhoons.
Yeah, because of where it's where it gets hit by the most typhoons,
Yeah, exactly.
and hard, really hard. Beautiful place. Obviously, land gets cheaper there, but comes at a cost. So you were a strong person for that, John. I just want to make sure I didn't. Was there another one? No. Cool. Well, yeah. I and her. I think we're the most craziest on selections
Yeah, for the most part,
across the board.
I
We can
will
eat
listen
everything.
to like it's so random. Okay, sometimes commonly I listen to a lot of like hip hop just because it helps pump me up, right? But like I'll go from like electro swing to some weird musical music. You know, like musicals and stuff. For a while though, I did have like an electro swing phase, and I just listened to only that. Sometimes jazz when I want to feel like I'm living. But it's really random. It's kind of like whatever vibe I'm trying to go for, I'll find music for that vibe, but then it always changes, you know, because you're never always in the same situation.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Rammstein is industrial music, almost like Depeche Mode. I need to look more
Depeche
into
Mode.
it.
Yeah, I get
Depeche
that.
Mode.
You know, but you could easily make an argument either way. At least they're up there. But yeah, it's not Def Leppard, obviously. I'm a German and in love with Panay from Batangas. Ooh. Have you met yet, Stefan?
I like it.
I wonder if you guys have you met before, or are you still
waiting.
Yeah, still waiting to meet in person.
The Nut Young is coming. We're excited for it. B, who's your favorite?
Oh, they're jumping around.
I don't have a favorite. I'm kind of just like.
Really?
God.
Not Eminem?
No. He's really good, though.
Yeah.
Like, lyrically, he's really good. Obviously, everyone knows that. I don't even know. I don't have a favorite. I kind of just listen to whatever is there.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have that type of thing where we can just switch. So literally, when we say switch, we could literally watch opera, or we can listen to opera.
Opera is nice.
Yeah, opera is very freaking nice. You know, that's the weird thing about us.
One loud music I can
Right?
really handle.
Straight to Rammstein, straight to rap music, no problem. What are some of the other extremes? Oh, she loves show tunes, by the way. She's big.
Yeah.
Big on show tunes too. Trance music. Yeah, see, even trance is pretty cool.
I also like EDM.
Yeah.
I want to go.
It's all the mood you're looking for,
I want to
honestly.
go to a music festival so badly. I'm just waiting for one to start. Easy Mill music? I have no idea what that is. Unless that's like a rapper or something, or a hip hop artist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mainly just like, if you put a song on, I will either know it or not know it.
What do you know about the Deramas family in Iloilo?
I have no idea, but shout out to them. Because they're here. And they're cool.
My university calculus professor gave me money because of Yolanda, because I just happened to be Filipino.
Wow.
Oh, that's a nice deal.
Wow, I mean, I wouldn't say no. I'd be like, all right, thanks. University professors. Wait, if they're tenor, do they make more, or if they're?
Well, you can't get fired. I know that, but I don't know if they.
Either way.
They must have pay grades. Like you go up, right? Easy Mill's cool. Yeah. Okay, guys. So in the middle of nowhere. Hey, listen. Are you in the middle of nowhere? Because I was 2 hours north of Leoville. Do you know where Leoville is? So like, what is that? 4 hours north of North Battleford, something like that. So shout out to you, brother. But it's pretty terrible there.
I love indie copyright-free Twitch music. Okay, it's the only thing that doesn't get my streams muted.
Right, exactly.
In the VODs. Some probably do.
And for me, the YouTube.
Yeah.
The YouTube
Whatever the
copyright-free
YouTube
music.
library has, those are bangers. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. We keep getting hit all the time.
Light of Glory Taxi. I've seen a little stand for them. There's a fleet of taxis at Iloilo. It's a good alternative because you can call them and they can talk to each other to get a taxi to pick you up. It's just a taxi service. It's like the yellow cab almost.
Oh, it's just a competing company.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, for us, it's just whoever's close. We don't want to wait 20 minutes for a cab. We can get one in 5 minutes. That's cool. Yeah. You know. So, yeah.
Are we done?
Oh,
No?
I'm sorry. You tapped me, so I'm waiting
Yeah,
for you
I'm
to.
sorry,
I
was
thought you wanted to
nothing.
talk or
No,
something.
no.
Where are we at? 2 hours?
Yeah, over 2 hours.
Oh, over
Two
2.5 hours. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. I see
Like,
it.
we
I
got
see.
things to do.
Yeah, we do have a lot of things to do. I just didn't realize we had already gone that long. So listen, guys, I want to thank you. Thank you, each and every one of you, for sticking with us, supporting us, helping us to get to this 100K, right there, 100K subscribers. Please share our stuff. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Obviously, people who have become members, shout out to all of you. Thank you very much. And to those that super chatted, like, you guys are amazing. We really appreciate it. But honestly, we're so glad that you all can take the time to come and join us on these lives. We were supposed to have a guest today. He didn't even show. What the heck? But in the future, we're planning to have bigger areas, more cameras, more mics, all that good stuff. And then we can show everybody a different side of everything. So it'll be cool. Stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more stuff for a lot of you guys.
Thank you, Pauline, for
Pauline,
joining.
renewing her membership?
Membership.
Awesome.
Yeah,
thank you,
thank
Pauline.
you.
Welcome to the
But
2-month
we're
club.
excited.
Boom, boom. So we have a lot coming on. Every Sunday we'll be doing these live streams unless there's something else really big going on. So join us again. And thank you to all.
Thank you.
There you go. See you guys again soon. By the way,
guys.
we did upload a new video today. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Go check it out. And we'll see you guys once again. Bye-bye.
See ya.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad, chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back, I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me, ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact, give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.